You're born. Show them how we do this, man. Btbtv. We bully the bullies. No run, no retreat. Yeah. Btbtv.
One more time
for y'all
and back.
Y'all slow ninjas. Right. Yo. John Gotti flow, rap Pablo, Escobar status, rap game Corleone. I can show you how you lay back and watch your pockets grow. Stay away from devious women, end up like Papa Smoke. Y'all wake up every day twitching like yo, I gotta post. I wake up every day mission, it's $1 million notes. Dominoes, bodies drop, rock stick like Holotos. Broadway, man, if you know, then you know. I came for everything they said I couldn't have. Got that and then some, and then some. My ones on overload, say y'all overdose. Your rappers in the tight squeeze and that clutch like Cobra rope. The overdose, we don't go for that. Harsh rope, another tale from the street. That horror flow, the projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the folks who want to play to them
guns scream adios.
Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting to their life movie curtain closed. Nowadays your foes will plot you wearing Malcolm X hats, 666. The devil on his shoulder won the death match. Reminiscing when more street ninjas was off the hook, chasing D's up off the block, trying to run and get the force, blood on pavement. He's 12 years old and he's tough to play with. He don't go to playgrounds, that's his fiends who want their veins stick. We can't miss, we can hit the target with our hands behind our back, our eyes closed and half brainless. Don't play with us. Another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the foe who want to play to them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale.
Yo.
From the street like an opera show. These kids be acting to they like movie curtain closed. Yeah. Btbtv. It's the movement, man. You're born. You're born, let's get 'em. Let's get 'em. Kaz, we up in here, man. Hood famous.
Salute to my boy Big E in the building. I see you. Compton's most wanted. The General was good. Carter Staten, top of the morning. Peace to God. You know how we do, yo. Yo, check this out. Today, I'm doing a double entendre show. You know, I'm doing a double show, right? Because it's two things that mental illness is crazy. It's real. So for anybody that keep picking on people that got mental illness, I have a problem with them. Chris Down, Btbtv, salute Prince of New Jersey. We in here. Anybody that's bullying and picking on people with mental illness issues, I got a problem with you. The first person that I'm going to talk about today is that nigga Willie D. Now, see, Willie D, he does and says a lot of shit. Yada also a piece to the God. He doesn't say a lot of shit about people, but he keep forgetting his flaws. Remember Ghetto Boys? Remember beating up your women, Willie D? Remember being a shyster, getting people for all their money, scamming regular people Not rich people, regular people. Remember, you came home from federal prison in 2015 sometime, right? I'm gonna tell you one thing. His mother had nothing to do with him. He loved his mother. You saying his mother killed herself because of him, and you called him a coconut. What the fuck do you think you are, Willie D? I just have respect for you, man. I just have respect for y'all niggas. I used to love ghetto boys. But all y'all niggas that was in the ghetto boys except Bushwick Bill, salute to Bushwick Bill, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. Was frauds. That was phony. That was fakes. That shit was out of line when Willie D said facts. So I'm gonna let everybody hear what this nigga Willie D said. Let everybody hear what this nigga Willie D said.
This is the opportunity of a lifetime for people that have businesses. You have been following this whole Kanye West fiasco. He's been saying a lot of things over the last few days that ruffled a lot of feathers. We'll insert Willie D. Now, Willie D woke up today and he gives his explanation about exactly why he said what he said. But he made a disparaging statement about Kanye's mother and gave his opinion on why he posted. He put, died because of a botched surgery. I think she committed, you know what, after realizing she had raised a self-loathing nut or coconut, as he puts there as the emoji. Now, he actually had a video response after the backlash that he got because she's deceased, right? You know, his mom, you know, it's on record that she passed away having some type of like liposuction surgery. Well, Willie D actually posted a video up on his Instagram. I'm gonna play real quick. Before I get to the video, everybody go ahead and hit the like button. This video is brought to you by hiphopun.com. Hiphopun.com is our official website. And let me tell you, man, you guys are going over there by the droves. Please don't miss what we got going on at hiphopun.com. All right, here's what Willie D said right after I play the video of him talking. Stick around because I'm going to give my opinion. Rotate.
This morning to a had to get rid of all of these Kanye West stands, all in my DMs, all in the comment section of my Instagram, because I put up a post saying that I don't believe Kanye West's mama died of a botched surgery. I think she killed herself because she had realized she created a self-loathing coconut. Now, they got mad at me
from Jersey
and was trying to bully me. You know, Kanye West fans trying to bully me because I said what I said. But when Kanye West wore the White Lives Matter shirt, they were praising him as a free thinker, someone who can't be controlled. The irony, do you see it? So, having considered you guys beef, I got to change of heart. I'm gonna go ahead and be the bigger man and apologize for putting up that post and saying what I said. What I should have said is, fuck all y'all. No more talk.
And first off, you know, shout out to Willie D. I think he's a great individual, great brother. And, you know, he came on our show. To me, that's big in my book because a lot of people, you know, act like we don't exist. So shout out to Willie. But I got to keep it real with this 100%. And I'll definitely, you know, if I had the opportunity to talk to Willie, you know, I would definitely say this, you know, to Willie, or at least ask him a question on why. Now, he did kind of give, you know, he said that, you know, he apologized and it seemed genuine. Then on the next breath after that, he said, F everybody, which I get it, right? Now, the White Lives Matter, I think I gave my opinion on that. I'm not surprised that Kanye did that, but I don't think that's something, you know, that he should be, you know, canceled over. Now, if you want to have a you know, say something about it and going on him.
I'm just going to click random stuff and something I'm sure is going to come to me because that's, you know, what I love about this kid.
About it, fine, that's your prerogative. But I mean, we already know that he feels that way. Look at the woman that he chose to lay down with and have children with. His children that have
Jersey
life,
Red,
right?
salute.
So that
Send
is
the bomb,
what it
peace,
is.
Queen.
But for Willie D, right?
He definitely
To
can't
hit
compare that.
Ye with a low blow, saying something about his mother, I think that was a little out of bounds, in my opinion. Not a little out of bounds. It was out of bounds, in my opinion, right? And I'm not saying that, you know, nobody's attacking Willie D and nothing like that. I just think it was just a little far left, in my opinion, to include, you know, his deceased mother, right? Attack him, you know, whatever, you know, leave his dead mother, leave his children out of it. Not saying that Willie D attacked his children, but I think we should leave that out of this in a situation. Now, the Kanye West, we're gonna talk deeper into this tomorrow because I don't know why this is such a big story, but you know, what
Willie D, and I used to rock with you, bruh. I used to rock with you. This shit, man. You did a couple of shits I didn't like. Cause I seen you call a Kanye coconut. Willie D, I seen the coon in you too, nigga. I see the raccoon eyes in you too. Willie D. Salute. Peace to the God.
Peace to the God.
Peace to the God. Ja.
Peace, God.
Yo, did you hear that shit Willie D said about Kanye mother?
Nah. It's been so much. Yeah, let me hear it, God.
Listen. Here we go. It's fair use right here.
Bully me. All in my DMs, all in the comments section. Saying the most horrible things that you can say to a human being. All because I said in an Instagram post that Kanye West's civil rights mother did not die of a botched surgery. I said, I think she killed herself when she realized she had raised a self-loathing coconut. You know what a coconut is. Brown on the outside, white on the inside. Insert Kanye West. Now, they wanted to suppress my free thinking, you know? They wanted me to shut up. Stop talking about Kanye. Stop expressing how I feel. These are the same people when Kanye wore his White Lives Matter shirt, said that he should be praised because he's a free thinker. They were praising him because he was a free thinker. And he couldn't be controlled. But the irony is, they don't want me to be a free thinker. And they want to control me. All types of tactics and angles. One even said that he or she was a Ghetto Boys and a Kanye West fan, and I was wrong. And what if they would have said my deceased mama had offed herself? Let me explain something to you. You're either with me or you're against me. Kanye West has shown a propensity over the last several years to be against the Black community. He plays double dutch with Black folks' emotions. He's playing with these slogans and things, and he admitted that he wore that White Lives Matter shirt as a joke. So he really thinks it's a joke while he out here living the high life. It's people out here facing real life consequences with these white inferiorists and these police officers and this judicial system. And don't give me nothing about that black on black crime, because when black people kill black people or harm black people and the police find out about it, they usually get punished. The reason for the protest is they usually, the people that harm black people that are not black.
All right, bro. Tell me what you think on that, man.
The same blasphemy that black people have been committing by saying the wrong shit about the wrong thing. I was just going through this shit yesterday, bro. Like, when will we wake the fuck up? White people keep doing the same old shit, bro. They find one of us that has found the formula to the enigma, and once they target him, bro, they make him a demon in the black community by propagating propaganda that comes against the general thought, you know, that herd mentality. So the media has controlled the thinking of people. And I asked people, like I asked the brothers yesterday, like, first of all, bro, what has Kanye done wrong to black people directly? See, a lot of niggas talk about his antics of business, because if you're not a millionaire, you can't even fathom 1 minute in the mentality of a billionaire. He's not just a billionaire. Nah, that's, you know, LeBron and
he's a multi-billionaire.
You know, Tyler Perry. He's a multi-billionaire. And we keep acting like we can talk to him and about him freely, and it means something. Everything we say about Kanye has already been designed by Kanye for us to say it. And we so foolish and emotionally drunk off of what these devils been feeding us that we don't see what the brother's doing. Now, I see what he's doing, bro, and I've been an advocate for what he's doing because I understand business. That's what I went to school for. So I understand the psychology of economics and marketing, and most people don't. So we are reactionary instead of being proactive. Kanye West has been about his motherfucking business, bro, for 17 years. And like I told my son yesterday, who you know in the hip hop game, bro, open their mouth with courage before Kanye. We had a 10-year lapse. It was from 95 to 2005 before we had somebody with courage speaking to world power. Kanye says that George Bush didn't like black people. When he did that, black people alienated him, bro. They was like, what do you think he doing? He crazy. See, when you slap master or spit in master face, you crazy. So black people don't want none of that smoke. They fall back, they get away from you, bro. They start treating you like they're white to defend the cause of whiteness. But Kanye is a psychological, bro, he's a genius, bro. And I keep telling people this shit, and we'll catch it later when everything else fuck up for us. But Willie D, like I told my son, neither one of you dudes had the talent or the genius to do what he's done. And black people don't realize what Kanye did. He found out the solution to the trick. White people have been since we've been living, bro. White people have been pulling out their binoculars, standing away from us, out of sight, studying us. Just like, you know, like the cops do in the hood, they come around, they park way down the street, bro. They pull their binoculars out and they sit and they watch niggas sell drugs, bro. Then they run down and go right to a nigga spot, right to where the nigga hiding this shit at, right to the house the nigga running in and out of, and they get everybody and everything. Kanye West stood back and did what white people have been doing to us forever. Stood back, studied white people, found out what they like to think, what they like to eat, what they like to drink, what they like to wear, what they like to drive. And then he went into his box, his trap house, his manufacturing factories, and created a product that white people only would buy. Because like I told the brother, ain't nobody buying that Star Wars, Star Trek looking crazy stuff he be making, man, for $2,500 a sweater, $3,000 for a pair of pants. Ain't nobody black buying that shit. He marketed it directly to white people on purpose. And they made him rich from it.
Yep.
And we not following the blueprint, bro. We all got products and ideas. We can do the same thing. Study white people, find out their weakness within their culture, monopolize on it by manufacturing, stealing their culture, manufacturing and putting it in a box and selling it back to them. That's what black people been getting done to them. We've been exploited economically by white people forever. Now we got somebody black doing it, and white people mad, and so they call out they guard dogs, and they guard dogs is niggas, slaves. Right. Like I told a brother yesterday, man.
Let me say something real quick too. I'm gonna say something about a lot of these country niggas. I rock with the South, right?
Right.
But a lot of these countries niggas, they still got that failed nigga mentality.
Right. Like Sugar Bump said, Kim Kardashian is the mogul. Yeah, Sugar, you're right. She is a mogul, but she's not the mogul. And when I say that, I mean that Kim Kardashian. Just think of the brother yesterday said Kanye married a white woman. Well, back in 2005, nigga, Kim Kardashian was the most pursued, wanted, desired chick in the hip hop industry. See, niggas was running behind her, making videos with her, everything, bro.
Yo, God, and she's not white; she's Persian.
I know, but you know what? That's the media tells you she white. You know why? Because they want us to think that way about Kanye. But I challenge niggas and women, bro. If you got a problem with Kanye fucking with Kim Kardashian, then where your motherfucking protest for Serena Williams fucking with that marshmallow white boy? See, she can't have it both ways, bro. We can't say we don't fuck with Kanye when Kanye run for president, but then talk about Kanye when he making more money. See, that's ignorance, bro. That's slave shit. And we gotta stop, man. We doing performances for this devil, bro. And he ain't even pulling strings no more, bro. He pushing buttons. It ain't no more puppets, bro. We just bots. Nigga push a button and we get into action. But I'm asking niggas, where all of this motherfucking same energy, bro? When it come to dealing with the motherfuckers that's invading your community right now. You can't go to a black corner store, nigga. You can't go down the street and buy eggs from a black man, nigga. Just imagine that. And I'm tired of black people, bro. I grew up in a world where it was all black corner stores, bro. I didn't grow up in a world like this. See? So niggas can't even, the average person under 40 years old, bro, can't tell you where a black corner store at. Because they ain't got none. Because niggas don't support it. We thought that the Jews that was in the community and then the poppies that followed was the shit. And we spent our money with them. Kanye West got white people by the balls, bro. And he owned his shit. That's the difference. He's not LeBron, bro. There's a limited ability in what LeBron has to say is free speech. Although he has more free speech than most athletes. But you don't see none of these other niggas, bro, that got records out, bro. None of them talking that shit. Niggas don't even talk. Niggas don't even talk against the revolution no more. Niggas spend more time about killing niggas, bro, than making money. More time about killing niggas, bro, than this white man, this devil. Hip hop wasn't created for that. Hip hop was created for a foundation for us to be a voice to the world and create an economic base for ourselves to get the fuck up out of what we in. And niggas just taking it, bro, and running and let the white man hijack it, infiltrate it, changed it. All he did to hip hop was what Kanye did to them. He studied it. He found what we liked about it. Then he took it and packaged it with his own poison in it, and we bought it. Niggas start talking about sex, money, and drugs, bro, rather than the revolution and killing white people. That's what we did, bro, from 85 to 95.
That's your question, God. So what happened with my song yesterday? Because I didn't see it.
Oh, me and the guard, we got into initial dialogue because people wanted to have some answers, and they wasn't wording the questions properly. You feel me? So I began wording the questions properly because initially he was calling Kanye a sellout, and I said, in order for you to be a sellout, people have to buy in, and nobody never bought in on Kanye Black, and he figured that out economically. So Kanye said, instead of me wasting my whole life and investment into trying to sell something to black people like Carl Kanai, like Walker Wear, like Nardi Gear, let me go and make my own fashion in a market that we ain't got nothing to do with. White people buy crazy shit. And that's what he did. So we're not doing that. Instead, we're sitting back throwing rocks at the man. He don't want to sell nicks and dimes, nigga. He want to make his own cocaine. And that's what he did. And niggas mad, they want to defend the poppies. This shit crazy, bro. The psychology is insane. So no, I didn't let him get away with that. He was on there talking crazy about Kanye, which was wrong because you're influencing other people with the narrative that white people have pushed to us. You know, they did the same thing with Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, and Malcolm X, bro. See, white people let us talk about them guys now because they're dead. And when Kanye's dead, like I'm telling you, they trying to do, bro. You don't get no black billionaire like that, bro, that got his own mind. Most black people don't even know who the richest black man in America is. And that's what I showed and proved to my son yesterday, that y'all talking money. Y'all talking about a billionaire, and you can't even manage $10,000 in your own life, bro. So what are you talking about? Like, look, what is black people talking about? A shirt that this man figured out? Black Lives Matter got us, and he only made a point. Black Lives Matter got $100+ million out of us, bro. $1/10 of $1 billion out of the black community in 18 months, and they used black men's blood to do it. However, when you went on Black Lives Matter initial mission statement, which I always follow if an organization comes out claiming they for our people, I always go research it. And when the original mission statement came out, bro, they wanted a non-patriarchal society. That was their purpose and their mission, meaning that you wanted to remove men away from the social order and allow the feminine order to be the call and rule of the day. And you was doing it with 2 lesbian women and a damn Jewish so-called philanthropist. But this man was only giving money to us like the NAACP did. Came in, give you money to create a movement to make the people follow, and you move them away from what they should be focused on, which is freedom, justice, and equality. And I addressed it, and he ain't had no answers to where the money was allocated. He keep deflecting. Like, no, bro. I went to school for finance, nigga. I know what the allocations of an actual budget is. And when you get a certain amount of funds, those funds must be distributed to purposeful programs or activities within your company or your organization. And it has to be shown and proven, or you'll be found in financial fraud, which is what they're fearing now from this federal audit. So no. The people are asking the question because we don't see y'all unless it's an opportunity to monopolize on some money based on the emotional intoxication of black people. And like I asked him, bro, if Black Lives Matter was really for Black Lives Matter, then where's the campaign like there was in Alvule, Texas for them children? Where's the campaign for the 10 black people that got killed in the supermarket? Everybody forgot about them, bro. And it's only been a couple of months.
Facts.
And he's like, oh, well, they arrested the guy. So that's what, no, that's not what Black Lives Matter should be doing. Black Lives Matter should be bringing the light to how white boys can run around at 18 to 20 years old and come out and kill people with high-powered rifles, and black boys ain't got access to none of that shit. See, let's talk about that activity. See, Black Lives Matter, you got $110 million. Bo Jackson, black nigger himself, spent thousands of dollars, bro, and paid for all 19 funerals down in Texas, and ain't even say hi to the black people in Buffalo. See, when are we going to be unapologetically black and start holding these niggas accountable for these crackerish acts they be committing, bro? So I ain't got no mercy, and I don't hold my tongue to these niggas, bro, because I only got a short time to be here on this planet, bro. And I'm not gonna waste my time being a goddamn slave and a coon to the system and allow our people to keep propagating bullshit. Our people did the same thing to Malcolm X, to Martin Luther King, and all of the people before us, brother. It was just our grandparents doing it, and it wasn't us. Now their grandchildren are doing it, and those that are standing against the system, like you and I, are out here representing, bro, for the minor, while they dealing with the major of the masses. It's insane, bro. Now, Willie D should keep his mouth shut, because Willie D, you don't know Kanye. And I keep telling people, if you really know Kanye, or if Kanye was a nobody, then why niggas ain't duplicating what Kanye did? How he the only young black billionaire? He's the richest young black man under the age of 50 in America, bro. That shit crazy. And we talking about him. Something's wrong with us. Because if he was white, you can't pay white people to say something wrong about Mark Zuckerberg. Even though they made a movie about the nigga stealing his idea of richness for him. He stole Facebook, bro. They made a movie about it. And he's still a super billionaire, and we don't get it. We don't get it, bro. Politics is about money. Stop thinking that politicians are moral, upstanding people. These are the most criminal-minded people that ever existed, because their whole goal is to get a come up, bro, off of the detriment and the downfall of others. That's what the history been. And I ain't gonna lie to people, bro. And I ain't gonna lie to myself. So no, nigga, all of this shit is bullshit, and Kanye done figured it out. And like I told my son, name a people that have freed themselves from a tyranny of oppression, bro, without having an economic base. Nobody. As a matter of fact, niggas in America is the only people on the planet, bro, that don't spend with their people first before everybody else. We're the only people on the planet. That's a fact.
Yo, Cross, did you
Peace, King.
did you hear what
Peace to God.
about Kanye West?
I'm sorry, what you say, King?
Did you hear what Willie D said about Kanye West's mother?
No, what did he say?
Well, I'm gonna let you hear it for yourself.
All right.
Yo, George Maker, salute George Maker. I see you in the building, man. Thanks for stopping by,
Salute,
brother.
King.
Salute,
George.
Marquis. Salute, Art.
Peace.
And definitely Lavoy, that's actual fact. We definitely got to focus on the whole picture instead of what they point their finger at.
I want to say something too, but I gotta keep it all the way a buck. I don't fuck with Kanye, and I'll explain to you why. Kanye to me is an opportunist that jump on certain situations that benefits him. Kanye that we knew when he first came out, that understood, knew who he was and what the mission was, and what his music represented and reflected. Once Kanye got a part of that Hollywood, he turned into something else. I don't condone what Willie D said about his mother, but I also know that Willie D was one of the first brothers on the front line back in the 80s, talking this revolution and talking this stuff for our people and fighting, calling the coons out. They've been doing
call a black woman bitches on the regular.
Yeah, but I would say this: we call black women bitches on the regular in the hood. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. It was all a part. It was a part of our culture. A lot of us, we grown up and grown out of that as well. But a lot of us had a mission. Growing up, you know, when I grew up and it was time for me to get my wealth or create my family, I did it black. I did it with a black woman. I did certain things. When Kanye got to Hollywood, Kanye no longer messed with black women. Kanye no longer understood or identified with the struggle. Kanye stood side by side with Candace Owens, who does nothing but talk about the black community, sleep white, never point out the systematic oppression of how things got there. Kanye stands with her. Kanye's an opportunist. He stands on one side. If it benefits him, then he goes to the other side. Now he's a black billionaire, but he's not. He's running around like a chicken with no head, with no protection. My whole thing is this: you are a billionaire, right? At some point, you should be behind the scenes building structure for black people because you have the money and the resources, not out in front now attacking Jews where you have no backing and nobody to protect you. They're going to silence you and go after you now because now you're a lone soldier around a bunch of fucking lions that control every goddamn thing. So he don't.
Right.
Why Farrakhan can go after the Jews? Because Farrakhan has a fucking base of people that's going to protect them financially, physically, on so many different levels. Kanye is out here now complaining about white people that control parts of his company, and he's embedded with them. He don't fuck with us until it's beneficial to him. So no, I'm not buying that shit, man. I was born in the first resurrection, man, of understanding what the cultural base of being black is, and he ain't that, and he ain't procreate with a black woman. Fuck
yeah, but I want to say this too now. What we miss in the big picture too is you're absolutely right, him being a black man, but we fail to realize one big thing. His wife is white and his kids is mixed.
Man,
Like,
His wife is
no. Wait a minute. Because his kids, hold on, his kids are mixed. So when he says, let's just look at it from this way. This is the way I look at it. Let's just say that when he says white lives matter, he's including his kids. Can we say that?
No.
You can't say that.
No, absolutely not.
Did y'all see the video? Did y'all see the interview he had with Tucker Carlson?
Yeah.
Did you see his explanations to these so-called actions that we call it erratic or irrational?
I saw it.
Yeah, I did. That's why I'm saying, like, it was a play. What I'm saying is, okay, like myself, right? I have a son. My kids are mixed, right? My kids are mixed, but they're not mixed with white. But what I'm saying is, if I go to say like their mother is Asian. So if I say Asian lives matter, and then somebody say, man, you're a black man, you shouldn't be.
We done, bro.
And what do I do then? Am I a racist for excluding her out of her other part of her heritage?
That's a factual perspective, my brother.
I'm just
because
asking because a lot of times we're looking at the man.
I'm gonna
Go
answer
ahead.
that. The part that you missing, and when we had these conversations, and this is how I know a lot of not you, but a lot of us out here suffer from crackatosis, acute white affinity syndrome. Listen, man.
Yeah, but again, we're using the color white.
Answer,
Go
bro.
ahead.
Let me answer.
Go ahead. Go
You
ahead.
might not like the answer, but let me finish. I ain't cut you off. Let me finish. This is what I'm saying. Kanye's choices is the choices that he made, knowing who that woman was going in, knowing her family. Kanye is a black man from Chicago that seen them bright lights and he went over there. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Benjamin Hooks, all the men before us already laid down the format of what it was that we're supposed to be doing when we build families and acquire wealth. When you decide to go over there to that dominant society and you get what you get, now you're complaining. No, Malcolm X didn't do that. Dr. King, we can't come on here and speak the way we speak, and then I'm holding him accountable for his decisions. Because you can't talk. So now when you come out with a White Lives Matter shirt on, I'm gonna tell you what I saw when I saw that. Knowing Kanye and his antics, we already know that white lives matter in this country. Black Lives Matter is a new saying, but Black Lives, doing Black Lives Matter been going on for over 400 years. We already know, we've been saying that Black Lives Matter. Dr. King was saying Black Lives Matter with his actions and his work. So that new Black Lives Matter shit, we already knew that wasn't for us. We all read that mission statement. Most black people wasn't fucking with that.
How have they been so successful then?
Huh?
How did Black Lives Matter movement, this new business that was just established, how did it become so successful if black people knew already that it was a sham?
I'm gonna tell you how. Because what they did was the corporations got behind it and it started becoming a thing because it was economically feasible for the corporations. I did videos on this for 3 years. And I told everybody, if you pull up a video of In the Spirit of Khalid Muhammad, you'll see me in downtown Philadelphia, around 5,000 people of all these organizations cussing them out in 2020. I'm right there. If you pull up in George Macon In the Spirit of Khalid Muhammad, I told everybody during the riots, to everybody down there, that these white groups was down here to get the money from the corporations allocated to them. So most of that money came from corporate structure and people giving them money because Black Lives Matter had became a fashionable thing. Not the stuff that me and you do, bro. But me and you.
Well, G, that's what I was trying to explain earlier when I built with the Guard My Son. That we're looking at it from a superficial standpoint, and not looking at the economic business structure that Kanye has already established for himself and how he exploits the white dollar like the white people have been exploiting the black dollar. So when White Lives Matter shirt came out, he's going to have 1 million to 10 million hillbillies that can't afford a $30 t-shirt buy that t-shirt based upon that psychological ignorance. The same way black people bought that Black Lives Matter t-shirt when they got emotionally drunk and intoxicated off of watching the blood of a black man being spilled, and some caring, compassionate white people suddenly joining forces. The homosexual community stole all of our rights and political positioning in the 50s and the 60s by joining together under the guise of the civil rights movement, my brother. And that's how they got political power now. They join on when black blood is spilt. They're opportunists, like you accuse Kanye of. He's an economic opportunist, though. These people are not economic opportunists. They're genocidal opportunists, and they've been doing this since they've been on the planet. So like you said, in the first dispensation, bro, we had brothers out economically supporting us behind the scenes, but now we have a brother that's actually made a brand of his face, which means he's walking money. He's a new form of currency, and we're not taking advantage. I don't care about what Kanye does in his life or his marketing strategies. That's him as a person. Me as a person, I only deal with the results, bro. And the results that benefit our children is someone is taking a stand economically to show our children that there's a blueprint to exploit white dollars like the white man has been exploiting the black dollar. And if we can't get that, we should be patient enough to study it a little bit more before we be judgmental.
That's right.
Because being judgmental without an authority, bro, is asinine.
I disagree. You mix two different arguments in there.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna explain to you how that's not gonna work with your brother, man. I'm gonna explain to you how. And you know,
well, I'm only testifying to facts, like stuff that's already done.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna testify to facts too, bro. And you know, John Muhammad, you know better because you said something that most people would miss. You said that these people are suicidal.
Look, genocidal. They're genocidal.
Yeah, they're genocidal.
Yeah. They addict to genocide.
This is the problem. He's in bed with people that are genocidal. That he got one mistake to make, and when he go against them, we already seen in history what happens to our people when you're in bed with these people and you go against them. Or you do
he's not in bed with them.
Can I make a clarity? Hey, G, can I make a clarity right there, G, that most black people are misinformed on? Kanye is the first black man. And this is what makes him dangerous, my brother. This is why they're against him. He's the first black man to actually own himself, but at the same time own a part of them. And I'm going to give you one brief example.
He's not the first black man to own himself, brother.
No. Listen to my point, my brother. Kanye West, and I'm speaking business now. Kanye West made a deal with Adidas that was $14 billion in the red. And he made a deal with them that if he removed them from their debt within 4 years, that he would not garner 13% of the company, but 23% of the company. Yep. That's how he became an initial billionaire. And, listen to what I'm saying, my brother, carefully. Like what Kanye did was this. He made a deal with the company like you make a record deal for distributing. But you are the independent label. You take care of your manufacturing. You take care of all your sales. You take care of your accounting. You take care of all of the small shit. But putting it around the world is what the label does, the major does, the distributor. So you make a deal with them like Rockefeller with Def Jam. Yes. Rockefeller don't own Def Jam. They just distribute the music. So LL Music is owned by Def Jam. So Kanye, for the first time, made a record deal with the fashion industry and wedged himself. And the reason
argument though,
right? But this is what I want to say. The reason they can't say nothing about or do anything to Kanye about what he say, because if they say anything, Kanye makes $2 billion a year annual revenue for Adidas, and just increased Gap's stock by 34% by making them $1.8 billion in 2 years. So they're not going to say anything to him or that CEO, that guy that's working a job. He will be fired by the share owners who really own the company. So Kanye knows this, and that's why he's trying to show us. But many of us don't see it because we don't understand what's happening. And that's why I'm telling us, let's not be judgmental. Let's be studious of him. And even if we don't like Kanye or what he's doing, why don't we just take his method and apply it to our own communities? That's my point.
But he's not the first person to do methods like this. That's
well, give me an example of someone else that has exploited white people's money for his billionaire benefit.
Well, what's the name was killed. So when he actually did it,
that's my point. Why he was dead?
Let me finish, bro. Let me make my point. What's the brother? Damn, I just said his name. You made me lose. Escape.
Brother Khaled was on that path.
Yeah, but what's the brother in the '60s that was murdered? That
Nipsey.
I'm not talking about Nipsey, bro. Come on.
No. You mean in the '60s?
Yeah, in the '60s. The brother that was telling black people how to get their own masters, and he created his own label, and he ended up getting shot.
Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke.
Yeah, Sam Cooke. Now we have people like Sam Cooke, A.G. Gaskins. We have people that did these things that was before Kanye. So I understand what you're saying, but the problem that I have is the way Kanye goes about doing things, right?
Hey, G, stay right there though, G. You said Sam Cooke, right?
Yes.
Do you know they shot Sam Cooke in a hotel at the age of 32 years old when he was mastering the music industry? Yes. See, if Kanye made it, Kanye is just take it. If he didn't die, he would have done what Kanye has done, and most of his music was conformed to fit the white market. Remember that? Well, so it's important that we understand the methods that our people use, but don't abandon them like our people, like our grandparents did them.
You gotta let me finish my point. I know you riled up the
all right, yeah, but I apologize, big bro.
You gotta take the emotion out of it, man. Kanye.
Yeah, take the emotion out of it and
Hold
look
on,
at
hold
the
on.
devil that's in your
Hold on,
face.
bro.
That's blackface,
Let
man.
brother talk. Without being cut
My
off.
bad. My bad. I'm sorry. I got
It's
you
not.
emotional.
It's not the emotion. Now I'm 47 years old.
No, I'm talking about this.
Bro, let me talk. What the fuck?
No, I'm not talking. I
I'm
wasn't.
mute up, man.
My thing is, I just came in and I said, I'm sorry.
Talking. You
Yo, let George make his point.
Let G Bill.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm just.
But this is what I'm saying. See, for some people, this may be new in what he's doing, but a person like me that teach Black history, that's been studying Black history for 30 years, what he's doing is nothing new. Dr. Amos Wilson gave us the blueprint. Elijah Muhammad gave us the blueprint of doing things. The reason why he has to speak in the manner in which he has to speak now, because he got in bed with people that are genocidal. And now that when he went, I'm looking at his actions and things that he did, and I can put people up against him, other Black people that didn't go this route, that had the ability to be just as successful. He's on a trajectory to destruction, and John Muhammad knows it because they know who he's in bed with. So this is the thing. Now he's going after Jews, right? But he doesn't have the backing of the community in which he should, and it's not the community fault. It's the way that Kanye went about it. It's the way that Kanye went about it.
Look, and I want to say Jennifer Hudson too. I want to say they both came up at the same time on the same kind of thing. Kanye West and Jennifer Hudson. People not paying attention to that. Like, man, these people really be like that. It's black faces selling white hope. Y'all don't get it.
Well, let me tell you, bro. It's a difference between an aristocrat and a cracker. The aristocrat runs the financial world in which we live in. The cracker is the management, the poor, uneducated white European or white Southerner of America. The white man. Yeah. The one that controls the system we live in. One thing we all have to admit is this: if we're all black-skinned or brown-skinned, and those of us that live up under a black culture, because black is not a skin color. Black is not a skin color, my brother, just like white isn't a skin color. White is also a cultural activity of living and being. So you can be like most black people, white people in black skin, or you could be a black man by activity and successive result. Now, my brother G gave us a perfect example, and I wanted to add on to that by saying all of those that came before Kanye that did these things did not find the success that Kanye has found. And if we support Kanye with real
success.
My brother Kanye does have success because there's no Negro running around with the financial success in the history of America, bro. There's no black person in
Tennessee. You gotta let somebody talk.
No. Yeah, I'm just trying to explain to you that Kanye took the blueprint of a mentor. Because at the end of the day, when you look at Kanye, you see someone taught Kanye how to move in this game. And that same person has $2 billion. The person that same person mentored has another $2 billion. So someone has $1 billion generating factory, and these are different products and methods used to get billions. And black people are extracted. They're excoriated from the process. They don't use black people for their predominant market. So when we look at this, we should be studying it and teaching it to our children. Forget about what Kanye's doing, what he's saying, even down to who he is married. Because when we look at Kanye and speak about his Persian wife, we also must look at the culture in black communities, because we've been marrying on the white people for the longest. And I'm talking about the best of us, because there's no reason that Serena Williams should be having that white man as a husband with her genetic coding to produce the next super athlete for the black community. So we got to address the culture before we pinpoint certain things that Kanye is doing that everybody else is doing. Let's look at what he's doing that people haven't done or are not doing. And that economic blueprint is something we should be studying, teaching it to our children so they can get future financial success, because money is not everything in the world, but it's right up there with oxygen, bro, in importance.
I'm not disclaiming what you're saying, but how he doing it is a whole nother story, dog.
But he doing it, bro. He doing it. He's not hurting black people at all. And that's my point.
Dog,
that's my point.
You know why he's not hurting black people? Because he's not Pac. The nigga is not that good on music. He can't rap. He sampled everything from the 50s on up to make classic records for people.
Everybody
and all he's doing right now is being a face. And then he said college dropout. He's a culture vulture like a motherfucker, dog.
But what I'm saying to y'all is, I heard y'all say it's what he said. I guess if y'all can elaborate for me, because when he explained why he was doing it, he involved his dad. He said his dad was intelligent. He brought up all these factors. And my thing is this: what is it that he said that makes people upset? I guess that's why I know this.
He don't have to say anything when white people are saying it for him. That's the problem with Willie D. That's the problem with Willie D. Willie D don't realize that Kanye West grew up with a Black Panther activist father and a mother that turned from being a black woman culturally to being a liberalist. She became a PhD and guided Kanye into an environment that was unconducive to his genetic coding. So what we see is this so-called erratic behavior. That's just him giving you both sides of them. When you see the first 3 albums, that's lyrical supremacy, bro, in the black conscious community. When you listen to what he's saying in College Dropout, and he's speaking about blackness. However, when it comes to making money, just think, my brothers, if we live in communities that have no black economic activity. So when you go to the store to buy food, you go buy from some other people. When you go buy clothes, we buy from other people. So all he did was say, hey, I am going to sell to the people that's been selling to my people by any means necessary. And we have to separate the person from the economic success. I'm looking at the economic success, bro, because my children see a black billionaire in him, bro. And when we're dead and gone, our children is going to have Kanye as an example. So we got to be careful on how we deal with him and deal with each other.
Right.
Did Kanye ever say how he flat backed and got his billions? You set up and gave a glorious story, but he's not telling the backstory of what he had to do, who he sampled from day one. He's
never been sued for music, bro.
He doesn't own anything from the first. Everything he sampled been from the 40s and 50s to get there. And him and Jennifer Hudson always have that little dark cloud over him. How the hell is he profound? Nigga, I'm more profound than him. I write my own shit.
Hey, bro, the next time you sell a platinum record or get the next billion, then I'll understand. I'll ask you for a solution.
Hey, dog, you want to know, how you can sell a platinum record? The same way you can go and buy, goddamn it, subscribers.
Hey, get 1 million followers. It's like selling a million records, my brother. I just want results. We can talk. We've been talking for a couple hundred years. I just want results.
Where's the creativity? His whole career is built off sampling from other people.
Pause
a De La Soul could.
Pause for a second. Yo, check this out. Sugar Bum said, Oprah a billionaire. She doesn't drag black people.
How old is Sugar Bum, my brother?
Sugar Bum got 20.
Oprah's been a poison to our culture since 1984.
Yeah,
she influenced black women with the independent woman ideology, while white women had wedding rings on in her audience. So we have to look at somebody that was actually used to the black community. And you never seen Oprah with a black man as a husband or a child. So she don't even qualify as an influential woman.
And not even that, she put Stedman. She treated Stedman like he was a stepchild. He slept in the back. She never gave him or stood up and said, "Yeah, that's my man," but he sleep in the back.
Stedman was a butler because she don't have a man.
Cross and Jack. When have you ever seen Oprah uplift anybody?
Nobody.
White people. See, I bet you don't see Kanye giving out cars to white people. See, that's my point. Kanye got black schools and black neighborhoods. She gave $17 million to a school in Africa for students she never seen, and said black Americans don't value a good education. So when we talk about these examples of these, now see, that's an example of a real Negro being controlled by the Weinstein brothers who made her, while Harvey Weinstein is in prison right now for pedophile rape. See, these are the people that made her. Know her history.
Hey, Jai, check me out, Jai. Check me out, Jai. Y'all saying Kanye throwed off with Lyra and got to take pills. Do you actually believe this nigga got a school?
Kanye got schools, my brother, named after his mother, Donda Academies.
That don't mean shit.
That means everything, bro. When you're producing a school, that's the first element of a community, bro. You're controlling your own education.
Out of school. So what the fuck does that mean? Listen to
bro.
What.
Oh, yo, brother.
Just listen a little bit.
Hey, Hennessy, you got to get on the same page, Hennessy. Hennessy, you might have drunk too much Hennessy today.
I'm so sorry about that.
I'm just messing with you, my brother.
I'm so sorry.
I was gonna say, what the F does that mean if somebody has a name on their school, Josh? Because Brett Favre just did that in Mississippi.
His mother was an educator, bro. What are you talking about?
Hey, Hennessy, what school did you graduate from?
I graduated from O'Brien High School.
Who was O'Brien? Who was O'Brien?
Hey, John, can I say something? Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yes, sir.
See, this is the thing for me, and I can't speak for other brothers. Like I said, I've been doing this thing for 30 years, man.
Facts.
For people like me, I respect the Roberts brothers, Stanley Roberts and Michael Roberts. They're black billionaires. Most black people don't even know who they are. I respect Dave Stewart. He has the world's largest black communications company. I mean, right?
You know the Roberts brothers. One of them is one of his advisors that was on the cabinet for the campaign.
But this is what I'm saying. I know the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal people that Kanye. What happens when Kanye goes out? He jumps in bed with the people that's a part of the system. And now he has to be loud and all that kind of stuff when you don't have to be. The blueprint's been laid already. Dave Stewart is worth $6 billion. He don't have to do all that. Roberts don't have to do all that. You can make that money and go help your people without being out in front and doing all that to the point where they come and they bring you down. Because eventually what happens is when you're swimming in their water, they're going to bring you down. It's not the fact that people got a slave mentality. Some of us is just educated on the white man's playbook and what he does. I've seen this story already. And I know for a fact that there's other black people that's not Oprah, that's not Kanye, that's doing this thing. The problem is we don't know who they are. So they followed Dr. Amos Wilson's and they followed Booker T. Washington's blueprint and Elijah Muhammad's blueprint to do it. This ain't following Booker T and Elijah Muhammad's blueprint. So
I got to ask you something, G. When it comes to Elijah Muhammad blueprint.
Hold on, I'm going to land my plane so people can understand. I'm going to land my plane.
Yes, sir.
For me, I'm on those blueprints. This is not that blueprint. So I'm not fucking with it because I know it's on a road for destruction. I understand what he's done, but I know what they're going to do. I've seen it already. And I got people to put up against that don't have to do that. That's richer than him. So go ahead. That's black.
I just want to say that when it comes to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's economic blueprint, those men made money in privacy and in secrecy in comparison. That's my point. Correct. Tyler Perry just became a billionaire. Jay-Z is a billionaire. Rihanna's a billionaire. LeBron's a billionaire. Kanye's a billionaire. We now have 17 black billionaires in the financial market, and nine of the 17 are from America. So,
the point, but you missed
none of those men. Robert Smith is the richest black man in America, and he's a venture investment capitalist. Yeah. And none of those men have had. My point is, none of those men has had a constructive effect on our communities. Meaning that we know that Robert Smith just made a grand gesture of paying off all the Morehouse College students' tuition. Right. The graduates, 2021, I believe, or 2020, paid off their graduates' tuition. That's a gesture to our community. However, we need Robert Smith high schools. We need Robert Smith institutions of financial learning. See, when we say the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's blueprint, we mean those men that have done for themselves independently now come back and pull Black people culturally into the financial world so they can empower themselves. And that's the difference in the activity of Kanye. We're seeing it on the internet because he has greater aspirations than just being a billionaire. This man wants to control the activity of our society.
But a brother like Dave Stewart has already done that. That's what I'm trying to say.
But that's my point. Like we don't have Dave Stewart schools of business.
No, you do.
Teach our children what Dave Stewart has done.
Yo, didn't Black Lives Matter steal $80 million and then
114 million extracted from donation.
Call girls and shit like that. Like they're.
Yeah, my thing is this, and just like how everybody's saying, we also got to remember nowadays kids are not, again, like even from all the other previous and what we do every time we go on this panel and we bring back the greats and the people who have laid that mark in there. But we got to remember the day and ages of the internet. These kids are looking at different people. They're looking at entertainers. You got entertainers that are telling kids don't do this and don't do this, but then at the same time they make side songs called Slide and they do all this other stuff. So my thing is, when Kanye's doing it, because everybody's watching him, he is in front of the camera. I just feel like this is the opportunity for us and again, not to say that we agree, because everybody's not supposed to agree with everything somebody say, but like John said, take what he said and dissect it, because he wouldn't be, if he's a billionaire, and you're right, you can look at it both ways. Well, some ain't right. He's a billionaire. Why is he saying that? Or we can look at it, he's a billionaire and he needs to say this, something he needs to say. So I don't, again, that's where where we looking at it from this point or that point. But at the end of the day, I look at it like this. Even the Bible, even God used an ass. He even used the ass to show Paul. So again, that goes back to all these things. Like sometimes you got to put somebody in there to make them look like that, because this man got on there. He spoke on his wife. He spoke on how they was trying to take his wife. He didn't know the backdrop. All this stuff he's saying. So if something were to happen to him, the first thing that we know that how white folks play the program. Oh, he crazy. He killed himself. Yeah, because he went crazy. But he didn't crazy because there's no way. And he even said it when you watch the video. He says, I got to be careful how I say it. So everything he said, it was very articulate. It was detailed to the point where he made himself not go and do a rant. He didn't go into a whole nother. He didn't go out and start getting emotion. He was calm. He said exactly what he had to say, because I think at this time he realized out of all the people, like you said, he laid in bed with them. But at the end of the day, he still created, I'm going to say this again, he created kids out of this situation. So he cannot disregard one without the other. That's all I'm saying.
And then what I'm saying is, we talk this black shit and building black, but then we're gonna make excuses for Kanye when he go with that woman and made that baby, knowing who she was and what she did in the industry.
Come on, man.
Hey, bro, I gotta be able to finish without being cut off because you don't like what I'm saying. Like, come on, man, ain't no women on the panel. Let's show some decorum. What I'm saying, all right, go ahead, y'all got it. Man. I don't know the new guys on the panel, but I don't like that. Like when you speak, I don't cut you off, man. Like,
I wasn't cutting you off. Like that's an old argument.
Well, I'm speaking though. It don't matter, bro. Like, come on, man, with this single mom raised shit, man. I'm talking.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Bill G.
All I'm saying is, for those of us that's on this black stuff, when we talk this black thing, and building black wealth and understanding the system. When we talk about the system, and we know who they are. We know what they've done. Kanye went into the belly, into that beast, married into it, then was disgruntled, was talking about all the things when he already knew what the outcome of it would be. He even said in his music, when he get on, I'll leave your ass for a white girl. Like, he did all that kind of stuff. He went over there with them. The connections that he made was still in bed with them. So he got in position with them to get to where he was supposed to be. What I'm saying is there are other black people that went into the private sector and did it already. The blueprint's been laid. So the problem is most of us are still watching the cameras and the TVs. So we're seeing all of that. We don't see the other people that's not in the cameras and the TVs that's doing it. That's laying the blueprint where we can go down and be separate from these people. So that's all I'm saying. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and be an enemy to my message when I get on here and speak the way I speak and then get on here and act like Malcolm X wouldn't be okay with what Kanye did. No. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite to my message because I know I'm educated enough to know the outcome of it, why he's disgruntled, and the decisions that he made. So do I hate Kanye? I'm about to land, y'all. Do I hate Kanye? Absolutely not. But I know for a fact that there's other black men and women that's done it on a private sector that's still doing it where I don't have to go Kanye's way. So no, I don't support that.
T, I wanted to ask you, do you disagree with Kanye's business methods, or do you disagree with him as a person? Because Kanye business methods has a lot that's tied into why he's married. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
and
yes.
and when we study that history, this man was in debt, and then he went and married onto a woman that got him out of debt. So at that time, Kim Kardashian culturally, and see, we're all older, so we're talking from an older perspective. But you remember when Mike Tyson got married, right?
Yes.
And you remember who Mike Tyson married.
Yep.
But Mike Tyson only married her because Robin Givens at the time was the Kim Kardashian of our generation. We seen her on television. She was the glamour girl. And Mike Tyson said, when I get my money right, I'm going to get her. And he did. So we're looking at Kanye's moves. And just like white people, when white people get rich and they know that other person don't got money, like the Bushes, hey, Kanye said, hey, you ain't got it. My daughter ain't marrying no tire salesman. You're going to come to Texas and sell oil for me. And that's how the Bushes got their money. See, people marry into money in order for a come up. And Kanye did that. And he came up in a way that none of us came up. When we talk about Robert Smith, the Stewart brothers, all of them, bro, they are hidden. Our children don't know who they are. Right. Most black, when I asked my son and them who was the richest black man in America, you know, they couldn't say the simple name Robert Smith, even though he just made a hell of a contribution to Morehouse University students. Our people don't know who these men are, so they don't have an effect on us and influence. They ain't got to give us money. You just got to be seen and exercised by example. Like I told a brother, I'm interested in results. I'm like the youth, bro. Me and you work with the youth all the time. And you know the youth want receipts. They want results. They don't want to see us just talking, bro. They want to see action. Before you can even get any respect in the street, you got to have stain on your name, bro. And that's been since I was a kid. So people want results first, then they'll follow. So Kanye knew that he couldn't get our people to follow anything until he had what we claim to be everything. And we got knowledge of self. So we know money ain't everything, because air is more important than money, but most of our people will trade air for money. So we got to deal with the psychology of what he's doing. That's what he's doing.
I want to answer your question based off what you said. I understand what you're saying, beloved, but I don't like Kanye the person, and I'll explain to you why. You made a statement where you said that Robin Givens was the Kim Kardashian at that time. I disagree. Robin Givens was a black woman. Going under the same trauma that we've been under, suffering from crackatosis. Kim Kardashian is a white woman, suffering from crackatosis, acute white affinity syndrome. She suffered the same traumas. It don't matter if she got something to make her look good. She's still black in America. Kim Kardashian came from wealth, from money. She came from privilege. And there's a psychological effect with that, and why she behaved in the manner in which she was behaving, and the way she was able to get with black men, because we suffer from crackatosis when we see that white woman. So she was able to flourish in there and do whorish acts and be celebrated for it, where a black woman would be condemned for it. So there is no black female Kim Kardashian like that. It's just the white woman.
No, there is, my brother. And Kim Kardashian, like I said, she was wanted. Her sisters got the same activity. They like black culture, don't they? Wouldn't you say?
Oh, you're missing my point. Listen to what I'm saying. All black people, all 90% of white people like black culture. That's
No. I said black cultured, meaning that they have what you call conform.
Armenian, first of all.
No.
Right.
Armenian is not black culture. No.
Armenian is black genetic coding. It's Persian. It's a descendant of our direct, genetics.
She's an honorary white. She's not fully white.
No,
right.
Hold on. Stop it. Some of them are, not the majority of them. No, they come from up there with them white folks too. Some of them are, because of our traveling. No, that's not true. But I'll say this: she's a white woman in America. She's white. In the white experience, her mother, her father, they come from privilege. She's not black culture. She was enamored with black culture and black people, because when we see, especially a lot of us black, some of our black men, when they see them white women, she was able to flourish in that manner. And nobody can tell me I'm wrong. She's a white woman that was able to ascend to that level because that was celebrated for her. When our women did it, they called bitches and hoes. So
she was raised in a black. She was raised in a black environment.
No, bro. No, she wasn't.
Yeah, her father.
No, she was not.
Oh, okay.
Let me just
all right, Bill.
Let me just finish my point. And what I'm saying is this. Black people at some point pushed her up, and then the corporations got part of it, and the corporations made her a billionaire and pushed her on. Kim Kardashian, Kanye seen that and latched on to that kind of stuff in order to get into the lights and all that kind of stuff. I seen Kanye when he was on Oprah Winfrey, when he stood up on the couch and he talked about all those things, and he was enamored with those lights and all that kind of stuff. I understand the concept of you saying that people don't know who Dave Stewart and them is. I get it. I argue that all the time. But the problem is, the flip side of that is, we know who all the people in the cameras are, but it's always turns into destruction. It's not destructive. It's not productive. We had these conversations before. So we got black successful people that we don't know who they are. Then we got the people who Elijah Muhammad warned us, be careful of those niggas in those cameras. He told us that. I listened intently, and we see the outcomes of it. So I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite and make no excuses. I'm going to stand firm, 10 toes down on the teachings. Because I do the
same. However, I also got to recognize the teachings and our brothers.
I'm landing right here. I'm done. I'm gonna give it right to you.
Yes, sir.
All I'm saying is, I study his moves and what he did, and I'm not. Kim Kardashian grew up privileged, white, not in the hood on the South Side or Southwest with me. No, hell no. So that's the choice he made, to go over to that side and walk with the devil and all the things that they was indulging in and what their mother was indulging in. He chose that. So whatever come with that, come with that. So no, I'm not going back on that. And that has nothing to do. Hate ain't telling the truth. I'm standing on that.
May I say something?
King mess with white women. Does that discredit everything?
Prove it. Show me any pictures prove it.
So
you niggas kill me with that. Prove that.
So that's not true. The FBI
prove it. FBI never proved it.
So we're gonna believe what the FBI says now, gentlemen. A FBI that has been at the forefront of destroying the black community.
I'm sorry, King.
No,
speaking on Dr. King like that. Prove it.
Yeah. We're gonna believe the FBI now.
Dr. King, but not about Malcolm X.
Prove it.
We got to prove it though, man. You can't just say something.
That they said about Malcolm. Prove it.
Right. You can't jump out the window and say that when we know the FBI is single-handedly has destroyed black organization, and we already know that there was information out there that they did everything they could to discredit Dr. King, Malcolm X, and create tension in the household. Let's get out of this nonsense, and let's get out of this nonsense about Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian is a whore. Wait a minute, man. Let me speak up here. I'm getting ready to say something and get off of here. I'm in California. I followed the woman's career. She made her career. Her mother hold her out. Kanye West, well, the man that she made her first tape with has exposed her. I remember when she came up, just like George said. She came up with a name. Her family was associate. She was associate. Her mother was the same way. And she came up. Ray J's already exposed her as well when they made their sex tape. She's been with every black man that's been an athlete. She's come up off of this socialite type of fame, right? What can you name one talented skill that she have other than her showing her ass and exploiting her sexuality, right? Kanye West is white oriented, brother. He's white oriented.
That's not factual, my brother.
He is capitulating to white folks in orientation. When's the last time you seen Kanye West with a black woman? A black woman. You make a comparison to
Kim
Mike
Kardashian
Tyson
is genetically black, and Amber Rose was black too, wasn't she?
Look, man. Look, man. These women are not black women. They don't move like black women. They do not move like black women, and they certainly don't go through the things that black women go through in this society. Let's get off of this Kanye West, who once upon a time ago said that Bush didn't like black people. Then he made his money and he took it all back after black people suffered out there in New Orleans the way they did. He took that shit all back, even after he's supposed to become a billionaire. Let's get off the Kanye. Kanye West is a man, and I know this because I work as a mental health therapist, and he's admitted himself. We're talking about a man who does have some mental health issues.
Like you and I do.
Bipolar, sir.
All black people do. It's never been dealt with since slavery, bro, and it's a genetic disorder.
Of course,
so let's stop accuting that.
Of course, by
Kanye
default,
does.
Sir. Let me make my point.
Yes, sir. Pardon me, my brother. I just didn't want people to be misinformed.
Well, wait a minute, brother. You're talking to a mental health expert here, which I'm about to say what you were going to say. So calm down. I was going to say that by default of black people living in America, by default, we're all under some mental health problems by default, because we've all been under some oppression as a black man, a black woman. We're all dealing with psychological emotion. Black people have never fully healed to some of the things that have happened to us. So yes, but I'm talking about Kanye West specifically, as he is diagnosed as bipolar. And I know something about that in his behaviors. He engages in those type of behaviors. And what he also does is that he's very manipulative in his narcissistic ways, because every time he's getting ready to come out with an album, trying to sell you something, that's when he jumps out of the window and he does something like what he does with the White Lives Matter shirts. He does anything that's puts him and markets him and puts him where he needs to be.
As a mental health expert, have you ever had I wanted to ask a question based upon your expertise. As a mental health patient and as a mental health expert in your experience, have you ever had a superstar or a billionaire as a client or a patient?
Well, you spoke of Robert Smith. I know Robert Smith. He's a member of my organization. I've been around millionaires and brothers that are very wealthy many times in meetings with them. Because of our organization, we try to push forth an idea of getting young black males into school, into college, into trades. And so what Robert Smith did for the young men at Morehouse is the kind of work that my organization does, and he's a member of it. So you're talking to a guy on this panel.
I'm just asking about the experience.
You're talking about.
I'm asking about your academic experience.
I'm saying
in
that
treating.
I'm saying, well,
patients.
I mainly deal personally with people from the community and people who have been incarcerated in the community and oppressed, and brothers that are in the prison system that I deal with, that I'm trying to help get out of prison, that I'm trying to mentor, guys that are in gang and things of that nature, that have been through some stuff, and I've seen their criminal files. I see sort of some of the things that we all talk about, but I see it in reality how their charges are sort of shady charges. And I talked to them about their issues, that most of their issues are centered around the lack of the father in their life, a lack of the facts that the gang became their family, and they came from a family background where gang culture ran rapid, right? So these grown men, talk about how that has impacted them, and they're just trying to make it and survive in prison and hopefully get out. But in terms of dealing with wealthy people, everybody can be like, for example, Kanye West has moments when he does make statements that are intelligent. But what people fail to understand is you can still have a mental health issue, and you can still be an intelligent person. You could be intelligent with figures and numbers and things of that nature, but then you could have problems with your social skills and things of that nature.
Right.
So there are times when Kanye West says some things and you say, wow, that was a brilliant statement. But then there's times when he says other things that don't make really great sense. But then we got to put this in perspective, good brothers, is that once again, Kanye West is a celebrity. So his whole thing is about image, marketing, and putting a buzz on whatever he sells, whether it be his clothes or his music.
Exactly.
But
now
then
you
this,
get into it, bro.
Now,
Go ahead,
let me just make this last. Let me just make this last statement.
Bill, now you starting to show us, and I'm saying the audience. See, I've been saying the whole time we have to separate the personality from the person, and we have to separate the results from the rumors. And a lot of stuff that we be regurgitating be stuff that we vaguely heard in passing in transit of a communication, whether it's a television, the internet, or a song, and we apply it to the person while not looking at, like I said, all I watch is results, bro.
I hear you.
And results are physical. They're tangible. You can put your hands on it. Now, when people call Kanye crazy initially, I said, bro, I want a gallon a day of that crazy juice so I can make my own billions. And that's when I start studying his economic blueprint. I'm trying to teach my son, bro, to do what he did, not the behavior, but to be himself, but do what he did economically in business.
I think we can.
Not-for-profit in Chicago.
I think we can teach our kids a blueprint of success. I get that. I just want to leave with this. I don't want to hog the mic. Keep this. I did a show on Kanye West and celebrities. Keep this in mind. Malcolm X told us many, many years ago that we have to beware of the celebrities because in any culture, white culture or any other group, they do not have athletes. And I'm going to say this right here. For Muhammad Ali, Bill Russell, and those brothers in the 60s and 70s, they are the exception to the rule that I'm talking about right now. So this don't even apply to them because we know they lived through this shit, right?
But it do apply to them. It apply to them, bro.
Sir, let me just make this point and I'm going to drop off. The reason why I'm saying it doesn't apply to them, what I'm about to say, because we know that while Muhammad Ali was making money, he still gave it all up for his beliefs and his principles, and the white society dragged Muhammad Ali. We know that Bill Russell had to deal with many of the racism that he talked about before he passed away in Boston, right? We know that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar spoke out, and these brothers came together. So those brothers were in a struggle at a time where you couldn't be segregated away from the black community. You lived in a black community, people knew who you were, and you were also impacted by the racist annex that were taking place. But what I'm saying is Malcolm X told us that celebrities technically should not be our leaders. Where do you find these types in any other community leading the community, right? And so beware of when the media chooses a Negro and makes them to be our leader and our spokesperson. Whether it be a rapper or any actor or anyone, whenever the media gravitates to them and puts them out there for us to listen to, and as if they are a leader, you must beware of that type of individual because they've been handpicked by the media. And for Kanye West to sit up there with Tucker Carlson, who is a white supremacist every day on his propaganda news program, and spill his beans to him about his family business. And it's just like my man Jason Black says, whenever you want to know how a Negro really thinks and how he really feels, put him before a white person with cameras and lights, and he'll tell you all his deepest secrets. And that's exactly what Kanye West did when he says he doesn't like the media, he doesn't trust the media, but yet he's always talking to the damn media. Y'all have a great evening. A great morning.
My brother Kanye West on Tucker Carlson was just an exposure. Listen carefully, bro. Listen carefully. If you really watch Kanye on Tucker Carlson, you watch that Tucker Carlson was more respectful to Kanye than any other black guest he ever had. And Kanye was more composed and candid. We act like we can pay attention to the erratic and shit that this Kanye say and do that we disagree with, but we can't pay attention to the stuff that he speaks compassionately and personal about. Hold on, my brother. Hold on, my brother. He told the truth and he explained his history. He spoke for the first time publicly adversely of support to his mother and how she raised him without his father.
Well, let me tell you something. Did you notice in that dialogue? See, this is the thing that people fail to understand. Kanye West, technically, from a psychological, clinical point of view, has never been the same since his mother died.
Neither have I, bro.
He did not properly grieve about his mother's issues, which has come back to hunt him today. Now, if you really listen to that interview closely, as I said, you put black people in front of white folks, and they'll tell you all their darkest secrets. You notice everything he kept saying was back to his mother and the problems between the mother and father and how he felt the mother kind of broke him away from his father, right? So you could tell that Kanye West may have some love-hate relationship psychologically with the mother. Remember, he told the story where he said that him and his father separated. She got a job in Chicago, and he said that the mother told the father, "We leaving, right? And you don't come looking for us." And then Kanye West said to Tucker Carlson, the white supremacist on television, he said, I told my father, why they moved me out here? They're trying to kill me, Dad. Think about it. He talked to his father. This is his narcissism right here. He only was concerned about the fact that they're trying to kill him, but he never said that he was concerned about maybe they're trying to kill my mother too. It's always about him. Even as a young man at that time, he's saying, Daddy, they're trying to kill me. Is that why they moved us out here, to kill me? See, he always, this is what,
10 years old.
this is, no, but what I'm saying in the interview, he's focusing on himself. And
well,
sir,
it is his interview, bro. And I got a question.
Kanye West always focuses things on himself, sir. That's what people of his condition do. They never make accountability for things that they've done wrong. So he's got issues with the mother, who's no longer here. He didn't grieve over it properly. And I agree. A young man should never be taken away from his father. So I think he has a lot of issues wrapped up in the family dynamics that he grew up under, which is why he behaves in some of the way that he behaves today on the negative side, is what I'm saying, because this man is never healed properly. That's
as a mental health treatment expert, right? Would you say you agree or disagree with the fact that in spite of all of those things that he shared, exposed, and react to and from, that he's successfully amassed $3.5 billion in less than 17 years?
Yeah. I'm not
of his 44 years of living. Can we focus on, because my thing of all of Kanye, what I keep telling black people, first and foremost, self-preservation is the first law of nature. So you must be concerned with the maintenance and the security of self and your concern of self in order to survive for self. Secondly, Kanye West is a gifted person in his own right, like we all are. He just exploited his gift in a way that financially benefited him, in a way that we should be following the blueprint. Black people, we focus on the other things rather than the right things. And we take our eyes off the prize and allow the prize to be taken.
The reason why I think black people respond to Kanye West the way they do, I'm not questioning the brother's ability to make money. That's never his hustle and nothing like that. Black people always had hustle. I'm not questioning that part of Kanye West at all.
We're told to think about him like this.
Right. You can still have brilliance in certain areas, but then you can have certain ills in other areas. I think the reason why black people sort of turn against Kanye West is because he does things like because nobody told me to not sir. Let me just make this point. And
you are a psychological expert. I'm just sharing something psychological.
Let me make this point.
A role in psychology.
Let me make this point, sir. It's not, sir. It's not about the psychological. I've already broke down the psychological issues around this man, in which he's admitted he has himself. What I'm saying is, you're right about his ability to succeed economically. We should look at that. What I'm saying, the reason why some black people have a problem with Kanye West, because he does things to embarrass us as a people when he's talking about our history in a greasy way that he should know better, because his mother was an English teacher at the university and he comes from well-educated background. So when he comes out with the White Lives Matter shirts and says, well, my daddy says that's obvious. When he's doing that, it's like he's trolling us, he's capping on us, and he's doing it for publicity, but he's also being disrespectful to the history of what black people have gone through at the expense of trying to put out an image that he knows is going to get him some buzz because he's got a fashion show, right? And then when he does things like
so gangster rap isn't the more poisonous industry.
And black people, I start having a problem with Kanye West when he first took back all his words about George Bush as it relates to what happened to the sisters and brothers in Katrina. I didn't appreciate that. When he starts talking about black people made it a choice to be slaves, I think those are the things that have alienated him from black
take
people.
back his words. Don't twist it. You're trying to twist it now.
Black people still choose to be slaves.
Sir.
I'm saying, bro, I got a rebuttal to certain interjections because you're misleading the
you're
topic.
filibustering me. I'm saying that I think that's the reason why some black people, didn't I say that some, sir? That's the reason why some black people may turn on Kanye West and not be interested in him, even though he's amassed all this wealth, because he does things that some of us perceive as sort of coonish. And that's not because that's the media telling us. We're listening to what's coming out of his mouth. We're listening to what comes out of Kanye West's mouth. The media didn't put that in his mouth. He comes out and says things out of his own mouth. And
now remember, he's bipolar.
Well then, brother, I did not just say all of that too, but didn't I just say to you, it doesn't matter how intelligent a person is, they can still have some issues. What I'm telling you is that Kanye West be capping and he be trolling us, man, because every time he comes out with a new album and every time he comes out with some fashion show shit, that's when he does something to get a buzz. So he's also manipulating. That's part of his intelligence.
So why do we react like this if you know that, bro? Why is this type of vitriol in your reaction?
I'm going to get off now. All I'm doing, me and George, all we're doing is talking about the obvious. There's some problematic issues with Kanye West.
Can I give you a moment? And
I don't think that we should put him on a pedestal just because he has amassed money. You just said yourself, Robert Smith is a billionaire. Why don't we focus on black men who are billionaires who don't carry themselves and go around throwing us under the bus by saying goofy statements?
Can I answer that? Can I answer that question?
And thank you, King of New Jersey. Thank you, brother.
Can I answer that question for you?
Left his black wife for a white woman too.
And that's another thing, gentlemen. He's got, I hate to use this word, but like I said before, Kanye West is very white oriented. He seems to have some colorism issues. When's the last time you seen him with a black woman? When's the last time has he even talked something well about a black woman?
They're going to excuse. Let me say this because I jump off and get ready for my show.
I got to get ready to go, gentlemen.
Yeah,
peace.
I'm going to say peace, info. I'm going to say I got to get ready for my show. And I apologize, King, for cussing on the platform. I try to.
Yeah, bro.
I try every day. I told my granddaughter I'm going to work on my cussing. She told me I cuss too much. But I'll say this, those of us that's in the know that have knowledge of stuff, we know about the 10%. We know about what they do. We know their motives, and we know about the cameras and how they psychologically condition people to believe that this illusion is real and to be a part of this, and they'll give their souls to it. I'm not going to ever waver. I'm going to stand 10 toes down. I know that he's bipolar. They know he's bipolar, and they use that to their advantage. The same way Mike Wallace used Malcolm X when Malcolm X's house was burned up, and they caught him at a vulnerable moment. He said what he said in the cameras after calling the white man the devil. The white man is always operating, always trying to find an angle to expose certain things. So yes, he made some money, but that blueprint is based off of their blueprint. I'm not rocking with that. I'm not going and I'm not because I like Kanye. I may have some type of love for Kanye, gonna go as far as to say that his wife is black based. I'm not gonna do none of that, because I know that his intentions and his motives, as far as going into the lights, what they were, and it reflecting his actions. So I stand on that, and I don't come and talk the way I talk ever since I came on this platform, and now it go to somebody that's because it's Kanye, I'm going to alter that message. I'm not going to do that. So I don't, and like I said, just because I disagree with that don't mean that I'm misinformed. It don't mean that I'm hating. No, it means that I love my people, and I know my history enough to know that there's other alternative ways of doing it other than doing it the way that Kanye West is doing it. He's not the end all and the only way to do this. So I'll stand on that. Everybody's entitled to their opinion when it comes to this. No, his wife is white. Armenians are white people. The majority of Armenians are white people. Some of them may, because our people travel, but she's not one of them. and she didn't grow up with under our experience. So no, he knew exactly what he was doing when he was doing it, and he's doing it in their cameras. So thanks for having me on. I got to jump off.
Sure, indeed, G. I would like to share that in rebuttal to both statements. Kanye West is just a black man in America that's following his own mind, agenda, and plan, and has been doing it successfully since he started.
Exactly.
All of us as black people in America have a supreme dysfunction mentally, emotionally, economically, and socially. We're the only people, bro, that run around spending all of their money with everybody else, leading the world, the country in divorce, and killing each other without profit. So when we look at Kanye, when we talk about the disrespect and embarrassment, we got to look at ourselves. Because one thing our ancestors intended for us to do was to use our gifts and our talents that they passed down to us genetically after giving them 310 years of free labor, that we would use it to make ourselves economically prominent and supreme. When we find one from amongst us that has done so, bro, we should be unapologetically black in our actions and our ways, because holding him to our idealistic standards are wrong, because many of our standards come from the same white people that have us in this situation. When Kanye West said we choose to be slaves, he was right. Because according to everyone's knowledge and testimony, when Harriet Tubman told all the slaves that she was trying to get them out of there, they wanted to stay. See? And when they wanted to stay, that mean they made a choice. Nat Turner gave all of us an example of how to free ourselves. But what we do, we chose to make a choice of cowardice. Kanye is confronting our enemy. We can act like all of the other slaves on the plantation, oh, don't you do that, or you gonna get whipped, or you gonna get killed. He don't give a fuck. He don't give a damn about what we think, and he don't care about what they think. He's executing his plan. And when we call him mentally disturbed, every black person in America is mentally disturbed, because we have not recouped from our genetic conditioning of slavery. So I'm just looking at the reality, which is the results. And I don't have to be about what Kanye think and how he be saying and who he married, who he's sleeping with, who he having children with, bro. He's a black man as an example. All of us right now, I got my son, bro, box with a Jamaican flag on one leg, a Puerto Rican flag on the other leg, bro. Because his mother is Puerto Rican and I'm Jamaican by bloodline. So I don't subscribe to the distraction. Kanye made a power move. And any other black man that's on this thread right now would have slept with Kim Kardashian and married her, enjoyed the spoils of war, and made a come up to be a multi-billionaire. You would have done it. Stop acting as if we wouldn't have done what Kanye is doing if we were Kanye. And that's my problem with us as black people, bro. We put the same hate and excoriation on Jay-Z, and they have never done nothing wrong to us. None of us have a personal experience with these men. So the only way we thinking like this, like I told the brother, is that someone else, an outside source, meaning media, has influenced us through these exposures to think a certain way. And if I'm thinking differently because I can see something differently, we should all question our perspectives and see how much we can get out of it. What I got out of it is an economic lesson on how to exploit the white dollar as a black man, something they've been doing to us since we got here.
No, I'm exactly what you're saying, John. Like I said, at the end of the day, when I keep asking, you know, when I say, what did he say? And everybody said, well, he didn't say nothing wrong. And I was like, okay, so if he didn't say nothing wrong, and he's telling us how the system is working regardless, and he's only telling us on his level, but he's saying in a general form, it's all like that. He had to learn. He put his foot in there. Boom. He made the mistake. He got the kids. Now, as a black man, out of in an interracial relationship, and him going through as a married man what he got to go through, because niggas done went through it too, where the females done stopped you from seeing the kids, but he has to deal with it on a whole nother level because he's always in the spotlight. So instead of him falling back and letting it happen like he was, people laughed at him. Oh, he moved down the street from his kids. He's a stalker. Now he's a black man. He's a stalker. But then at the same, he said, "No, I want to be closer to my kids." So they change it and they flip it and make him seem like
explain why he did it too, because his father left him in it.
But then he has to get on the news to explain why he did it, and everybody say, you know how it is when mothers go to talking about you, and you like, nah, and you check. People say, hey, no, this is what it is. You know, the first thing people say, oh man, don't let that shit worry you, dog. Don't that's some other shit. But then you're explaining why you did it. If he never explained it, man, it'd have been even worse. Now it's even worse. He tried to explain it. He even went into it, like you said, in depth about his mom. He never really talked about it. But all this stuff as a man, as he get older, is starting to reflect. That's his maturity. So he's saying, these are the problems that I am having. And no matter what they tell y'all, this is my problem. And I don't understand, you know what I'm saying? Because how can a shirt affect you? Motherfuckers been wearing it. Listen, they wear the Pentagon. I mean, with the pentagram on there, the goat on there, all these symbolisms. The man put a shirt up. It's his shirt. He didn't make it for everybody else. And if he was, he's going to capitalize off of it. Just like they capitalize off black, because white people don't. I live over here in these neighborhoods. I ain't never seen no white dude with no Balenciaga shoes on. I see them with stretchers on and motherfucking and shoes that they beat up you wouldn't even wear. So my thing is, we still buy into that too. They don't wear that shit. We the only ones that will portray and push it.
Yo, let me ask you a question. Did y'all
we spend all our money with them, bro, and then complain about him taking their money from them. That shit crazy.
Let me ask y'all a question. Did y'all ever see a white person wear a Black Lives Matter t-shirt?
Can I rebuttal that?
Yeah. Yes.
So okay, so if we wear a White Lives Matter t-shirt, we're just returning the favor. They thought they were doing this.
Like, man, when he did that, he made it like his dad, they're missing it. He made it the obvious, because it has to matter if we're spending money with them. If you're spending your money and giving them money and you're not putting nothing in your community and you're allowing them to come in and re-gentrify it, their lives actually do matter more than ours. He's just making it obvious. Now, the question is, we put a shirt on. How is it that we put a shirt on, we march, and we say that, nobody still listens? He put a shirt on, the whole world go crazy.
Can I say something to y'all?
True. Yeah.
So check this. I've been talking about this topic for over a year, right? So we got to understand that there's two BMLs. You gotta understand that there's an organization and then there's the movement. It's two different ones. People don't understand that. People don't understand that the organization been making money. The people that run that organization, they're not black. You know what I'm trying to tell you? It's not that.
I understand it, but Kanye didn't say Black Lives Matter. He said,
just listen to what I'm trying to tell you. All he's doing is the same thing they did. It's other people capitalizing off of us. So in his brain, he like, why can't we capitalize off
already? Thank you.
Simple math.
Yep. And then the sad part about it is, like, when we can sit here, think about this. We're sitting here arguing, not arguing, but you got people on here debating about him wearing a shirt that costs, we all know wholesale probably costs $2, $3 for him, maybe 50 cents for him to take white letters and put it on there. But at the end of the day, when you bring up the old girl, Patricia from the Black Lives Matter movement, she bought the house and hired all her family to come in there and be security, and nobody's ever been in these houses. When we mention them, you know what? Nobody want to talk about it. Nobody want to talk about that money that they took and never gave back to them people. Nobody talks about that. We always apologize for the motherfucker running the game.
I gotta send you the debate yesterday I had with my son about the 940 statement that he gave out, not realizing that the 91F is the one that showed where the money go at. He showed how the money was chopped up. But when y'all talking to accountants by trade, like, nigga, I want to see that document. Show me who the money went to. And it showed $6 million cultural center, bro, for the LGBT community, bro.
See?
$6 million mansion turned into a cultural center for the LBGT community. And they talking about, and he trying to telling me that had purpose and being. And the people that ran LB, he told me people that ran it, they should have got $20 million. And I'm like, bro, how can you build something on the blood of black boys? They started with Trayvon Martin and Tamir Rice. Then they blew up with George Floyd and then got the money. And a Jewish billionaire, the one that set it up.
Yeah.
And we paid, black people foolishly paid for it, because just like I tell the brothers, let's not get so emotionally drunk based upon the chaos and the controversy that white people feed us, that we don't actually see what's going on, bro. Kanye West is bucking the system, and they're used to doing the buck. And that's what's fucked up right now. We watching I'm telling you, bro, they're going to demonize them, and they're going to make us alienate them. And that's when they're going to kill him and say he died from a brain aneurysm. Word up. They calling him bipolar. They're going to put him on medicine, or claim they do. And they're going to kill him, bro. And they done killed all of us like that of recent years.
Kim Kardashian helped free more black people than Obama and this Biden president combined. You know what I'm saying? From jail.
Kim Kardashian program, the First Step Act. No one talks about Kanye First Step Act. We laughed at him when he said in front of Trump. But I wanted to tell a brother that was speaking about Malcolm X. See, Malcolm X, best cohorts were entertainers and athletes. And these same entertainers and athletes sit on the conservative side of white America right now, because you've seen Jim Brown was just a servant as a butler.
Kanye has almost $1 billion non-for-profit in Chicago called Flip the Script. Look it up, Sugar Bum.
And the Donda Academy franchise. Kanye West is doing a lot, bro, for our people, bro. Our problem is we're caught up with what the white man is doing. Him and the white people are at war right now, bro. And we're not standing unapologetically black. I don't give a fuck what his presentation is, bro. That's why I voted for him for president. And that's why I told my son yesterday, how you gonna vote for Biden and then talk to me about Kanye, bro? How can Kanye be black if black people don't support him? We want to play it both ways. When white people tell us to get at him, we get at him. But when he tell us, let's get at them, we ain't around, we ain't down. That shit crazy, bro.
Malcolm X was a tether too, if you want to talk that tether talk, you know what I'm saying? Malcolm X was a tether too, so you're gonna call him a tether, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Malcolm X lost his discipline to the order, bro. And when he tried to return to the order, the devil killed him, bro. And they used black people to do it just like they using black people now. And niggas claim to be Christians and believe in the Bible. Where the same media killed Jesus, nigga. He came in town, Hosanna, Hosanna, praise ye my Lord on Wednesday, and the same people were saying crucify him on Friday. This the basic story, and ain't nobody looking at it. Because those same Jewish people, not the Jews, the Jewish people,
Big E.
See, they put a crown on his head of sickle bush thorn and said, look at the king of the Jews. See, so you know he wasn't Jewish. They still teach him as a fat, black, ugly black man. In Jerusalem right now, still painting Jesus was a monkey on churches in Jerusalem right now. So we keep saying we believe in Jesus, but we don't believe in Jesus, because the people that believe in Jesus got the same enemies that Jesus got. When you say a man is anti-Semitic, that's the last turn against a black man.
People are still in jail today for minor offenses. Drug offenses. Come on, man. Y'all talk about some Biden and some Kamala Harris.
Man, they using Kanye. They called him anti-Semitic. That's the last thing they use against a black man in America, bro, to get the sympathy of that lie. When black people are the only Semitic people on the planet, bro.
Right.
And these Jewish people, Jewish, you're something like a Jew. That's what the suffix ish means. Alike, there, akin thereof. So you're something like a Jew, but you're not the real Jew, because that's who we are, the lost tribe. So I don't know what the hell wrong with us, bro. And they make us sympathize with a damn horror that they financed, calling it the Holocaust. Oh, really? How black people, like I keep telling my brother.
Malcolm C wasn't even black. Sugar Bum, man.
Man, we deal with ignorance all the time. The ignorance of the youth.
27 years old talking like that, man.
Yeah, the ignorance of the youth is where they at. It's good to have them presence, though, because they learn it.
Malcolm C wasn't even black. Can you believe this shit?
Who's Malcolm C?
Can you believe this shit, King?
Who was
That's what
Malcolm
I'm
C?
saying, man.
Yo,
Yo,
who
y'all
was
say a
Malcolm
lot of
C?
shit in the 70s.
Yo,
you would have got.
Yo, who was Malcolm C?
Yo, you would have got.
Yo, Ja.
What she said right there.
Yeah.
Yo, Ja, who was Malcolm C?
Nah, that was a typo. You know, C is next to the letter X, so that's why whoever typed it made a typo. It's a young kid that's learning a lesson. They in school cutting up in the back of the class. We just put them on the dunce chair and let them learn. See, long as they hearing what's going on, the brain is comprehending. So they 27 now, but when they're 37, they're going to regurgitate the lesson.
Yo,
And it goes back to us talking about the same things on the panel, and look at how people right here are misconstruing what we're saying, and we're saying it out our mouth. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because we in the matrix, bro. And that's the problem. That's why I told the brother, hey, the media, remember, we're using media right now to convey a message and hopefully get an understanding. So the same media that's controlled, that's owned, that's created. And I tell this to all black people, bro, if we ain't got our business, our mind on making technology for us, technology is being made against us. So they got robot cops coming next, bro. So we be playing around looking at Kanye. When Kanye doing preventive measures to try to get our people, at least from an economics exercise about it, is peace.
I think they killed Christopher Dorner. They just ran him the little down where he was at, blew shit up. So we got to get real out here. It's real. You know what I'm saying? You out here saying Malcolm C? Like, who says that in this day and age? Like, yo, you would have got last class with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's a speed
now.
now.
Bottom line, it's whack. You know what I'm saying?
I just want us to get together as black people, bro. I don't care if we crazy. I don't care if we smart. I don't care if we handicapped. I don't care if we atheist, homosexual. I don't give a damn, bro. If we black, let's be that first. And then everything else we can do. Then we can do anything we want, like white people. White people do anything they want once they get together.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom line right there.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, man, when this man sat there and like you said, the demeanor of him, the demeanor was, to me, it looked like, I don't care what nobody, to me, it seemed like a person, even when body adjuster, he's relaxed, he's sitting back, he's calm, because he like, now I get to tell my story. As long as you don't open your mouth and you don't ask me, and when we go wrong, we don't really ask the real question. When you see stuff, no disrespect, like the Breakfast Club, we see that type of shit all the time. We see niggas walk around with fake asses, throwing asses, and when people get on there, instead of talking about stuff, they want to talk about, man, what was it like to count the money? What was it like to get this? And what was it like? But it never talks about, hey, what is your goals? What's the plans? But see, again, that's where you got me pushing that machine that they don't want to know that. So when you get somebody come on there and say, hey, man, you know what? They trying to take me out of the nucleus of my family. I love my kids. I want to take my daughter to basketball practice. Like when I signed my son up last week for me to be a coach and to be on and to help with these kids with basketball. Go ahead. To do stuff that's close to your family and to keep that nucleus of that man being there instead of taking that man out of from the nucleus of the family. Like, I don't, fuck the black and white. I'm talking about as a man and what he goes through, because every man goes through that, dealing with situations in relationships and marriages and divorces and all that shit.
Hey, Cross, they coming for him, Cross. You heard? Like, real, you saying the real shit, and they're coming for him, and we're foreseeing it now. When Kim Kardashian left, for the first time, you've seen Kim Kardashian separate herself. Her whole existence, you've known her. She grew up with O.J. Simpson as her godfather, bro. When I'm telling the brothers, she grew up around black people, bro. We need to stop playing these games, bro. We need to stop playing these games. Her father, Robert Kardashian, was he started in his law business, got started by representing as an agent for O.J. Simpson and the black athletes that played football in the 70s. So this was she came from. He was a hired hand for them, and then she kept the family around them. That's why they all of the daughters, have an affinity for black men because that's been their upbringing. Just like Tiger Woods grew up with white women at a golf course, and Serena and them grew up with white boys at the tennis court. You have an affinity for your environment because you become a product of it, meaning that you become of black people. When Kim Kardashian is around white people, they look at her as a black chick, a black girl, a black whore. They don't look at her as an equal. They only look at Armenian people in the numbers to be inclusive of white people or the white establishment in America. And that's my point, bro. We got to look at what's going on. She got separated from him, and she went and got a white boy to make herself safe from what's coming. And nigga, they about to do our little young prince in, bro. Of course he crazy, nigga. If you went from nothing to a billionaire, people will be looking at you crazy too. That's why everybody that got that money keeping themselves hidden, because they know if they expose themselves, they're an open target for the enemy. And right now, they're putting that pressure on.
Now think about this. If Kanye says something wrong and everybody said they got all these billionaires and these other billionaires, you got to ask yourself why they ain't come out and say something. Why they didn't say something. Not of the other, because you know what, like you said, they're going to keep their mouth closed. And guess what? When you do that, then you shine a light on them. A lot of people, and that's where we go wrong. Nobody wants to take that money and say, okay, I'm the forefront and I got money and I'm willing to help. Because the other ones, they say, you take this money and you shut up and you fall back. Just like that move, that like the program BLM. But you take this money, we ain't going to sue you for scamming and getting these people. You fall back and you won't hear nothing else from us. Like I said, all these houses and money, anywhere else, you already know that was funded from somebody else. They took the money, they sucked the money out, destroyed all these, got these black folks go over there in their own neighborhood, tear shit up. Now they saying, well, we ain't gonna rebuild over there now. We ain't got time to rebuild. So now all the money that the Black Lives Matter movement could have took that money back and put it back in, and we could have had black business where that money at. She went to California in a gated community with a white security guard, and that's where she at. And she says, now the government has got black folks against me. Like, come on, bro.
Bro, real talk. The sister may have had her initial good intention, but it came in on the blood of black men, and they got money. The very least they could have done is set up community centers, organizations in all of the cities, the major cities in America that have a predominant black population, and begin making community change from that perspective. They didn't even do the very least, and they could have did that without the money that they got. They could have did it with government funding now that they're established, but that wasn't their purpose. That's why we call it a scam. And if it wasn't a scam, then where were they when those 10 black people got killed in Buffalo?
So now hold
that's
on.
The problem.
Listen to what you just said. That's like some racist white dude with money is coming to you saying, yo, we're gonna start this organization for black people. You're gonna listen to him? If he's it's proven that George Soros is proven to be racist. Proven.
Thank you very much. You see, we got
so the minute you sit down with him
out here,
and he's trying to tell you this bullshit, now you know he's trying to break. You should from the get. The minute you get down with a rat, you only gonna do rat shit. It doesn't. He's a bullshit ass person.
But you know what? That goes back to motherfuckers ain't used to having nothing. Because if you used to get money and you used to helping people, and it's not a fad. If it's not a fad, like I tell people, they say money that is not the love of money. You know what I'm saying? It's the use of money is the root of all evil. Because you can love something, but you don't have to put everything in it. My thing is this. If you are willing to be what you said you was and you're willing to help your people out, man, you have way more than enough money to do that. And for you not to do none of that, that tells you the whole goal and the premise of it. That's why they got somebody at what we call the grassroots level, which is my son, that he can sit there and he'll pull out different codes to different things so he can say it. But like we all know, the book that the revolutionary will never be televised because it's based off of 501(c)(3). That's why you don't see pastors like they used to in March and shit, because the government gives them a handout. As long as you keep giving, if I keep paying you and you got a problem with me, I say you either shut up or don't take the money. Well, guess what they're going to do? They're going to shut up because they're not used to having nothing. And they got all this abundance of money. They getting these little limelights. Like my son went the year before, BET Awards. They ain't even let his ass perform. He didn't even perform. He just wanted to be there so he could smile, so he could say, I was there, I was seen. See what I'm saying? And here's the thing, why he ain't dropping it. Remember now, he used to drop all these songs about how this is in black folks. You don't see no rap songs him going against them now. You
He
don't
dropped
see
one
that.
about Kanye.
Didn't it? Ain't that some
Yeah. Me and him was at a debate yesterday, bro, on his live, man. Because I told him, bro, you can't even explain it. See, when he's talking to somebody young like Sugar Bum, she'll accept whatever he tell her. But when you're talking to a man that went to college and majored business administration and accounting, bro, from age 16 to when I got arrested when I was 18, nigga, that's where I was at learning that, and that's been my profession throughout my life. So I understand what I'm looking at when you're telling me. So I asked him specifics. That's why the people had me come on his live yesterday. And we
people think you trolling.
And we went in and I let them know, stop the bullshit, because you tell them that. I want to know the details. And they didn't have the details. He couldn't explain the details. And then he contradicted himself. He said, I am not with Black Lives Matter. Now that was his explanation after to try to save face, not realizing that you opened up saying we, and I'm a conversationalist. So when you speak to me, I'm constantly recording everything I'm hearing so that I can get an understanding and feed it back to you. I grew up in a 5% nation. And we had to quote the day's reality from our own understanding, but also comprehend what's being said. So when I said it to him, he didn't have any answer. And that's when the debate happened, because he tried to deflect the narrative and make it personal or emotional. Wow. And that's what people took it as. It was heated. It was just that he didn't have the answers because he profited from that campaign for 3 years, which gives you access.
That's the programming, because he only knows so much.
Well, and then he up in the high rise now. He went from being in the streets and and again, if we break that down, what's the difference between him and Kanye?
The difference is Kanye self-made off of them people and not our people. And
the difference between them two is Kanye got a lot more commas.
No, he just hit right on. He hit it right on.
Kanye got his money from them, and they got our money from us. So that's my whole point about Kanye. We got to stop looking at him like that, because Willie D is talking about him like that, so they don't know they're being used by the white man inadvertently, if not directly, to get in him and change our public perception. Once we alienate Kanye, then they're going to come at him at everything, bro. And I mean, it's going to be illegal. He think he has himself in a legal position to continue himself, but they're going to come at him legal. His best bet, though, his only value is the fact that he had their children buying his shit at an unprecedented rate, and it's around the world. So he's had his position, but they're coming for him, bro.
The Jews control the media.
They've already done it with Prince. They've done it with Prince. They've done it with Michael Jackson. They've done it over every time people try to come out. They make us hate them. So then they have full reign to do whatever they want, because we don't even care about them no more.
Right. Mm-hmm. And black people ain't get smart to the trick yet. Yes. And black people keep talking about Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and we don't know the real history, bro. I'm 53 years old, bro, and I've sat in a home at a young age, comprehending these damn meetings from people, from elders, my uncles and my aunts. Wow. I grew up in a home with a BLA uncle, bro, that shot 2 police in Trenton, New Jersey, and got shot 7 times and got taken out of the country when they came from Brooklyn to get him and took him to Canada. That's the home I grew up in, bro. So I've been watching and studying and understanding this from 1969 to now. So dudes be talking that crazy shit. Coretta Scott King said the black community abandoned them when they were seen in the picture with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad living at their house for 2 months.
Right.
Black people abandoned them in the South. So Martin Luther King had to stay in a hotel because he wasn't allowed in black people homes anymore, because he was associated with the black Muslims at that time. So we got to understand what we've been doing, what they've been doing, bro. They crucify us by using us against ourselves now. They ain't got to hang us now in the public.
Well, you
They
know what,
make us
Josh?
hang us.
But at the same time, we fail to realize there is no power in division.
Yes.
There's none. And every time that we have somebody, think about it, Kanye get up and say this and start saying we need to start doing this as people, the first thing they do, somebody comes in, says one word that would throw them off, and then boom, now we have division. It's like, why can't we just say, because like you said, in every other culture, they don't have that. They're not sitting there, like you said, they're not using celebrities. They're not using that. So that's the only thing that right now at this point, especially when it comes to these young kids, because again, you got rappers that's telling them to slide. You got rappers telling them to get somebody to, they got choppers, they got switches. They're hearing this cross the airwaves all day.
Exactly,
So a
Cross.
person
Right
like
on the money.
Kanye has never talked about killing nobody, sliding on nobody. He ain't talked about none of it. All of it's been feel good to make you feel good. And he said, what, like when he said on the thing, he said, I was trying to figure out how can I be powerful? He said, my word's so powerful, I could just come up with a hook like, nah. Wait till I get my money right. That's what he said. He told everybody, he made a song and it went viral and it became famous, but he was being honest. Wait till I get my money right. Then you niggas can't tell me nothing, right?
College dropout. Did that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So what he rapped about was true. That's what I understand. Instead of these other niggas rapping about bodies and they got all this money, putting money to, you ain't never seen that. You don't see him do that. He got the money, but then if we show rappers holding money up, oh, they balling, they got money. We don't know if that's their money, but he ain't showing no money, and automatically we say, well, he ain't got this. Well, he ain't got this. Well, how is he able to get on TV? So my thing is this, again, I'm not saying everything he says is right. What I'm saying is we need to be conscious enough to respect what he's saying and listen to what he's saying as a man and what he has went through with all the shit. He still had to keep performing, even though, and he almost could have sold his soul. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he got the conscious awareness like, whoa, wait a minute. I see what it's going, and I'm trying to right the wrong. Now, whether he doing that or not, but again, you have to listen to the message. The message is more powerful than the person.
Facts. The results that he bring us, bro. You saying the right thing. What he's telling us ain't no lie. And I keep telling people this shit. Kanye told you that slavery was a choice. There ain't no lie. Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves. She didn't. She just helped somebody escape. They were still fugitives. See, your ass get out of jail, you ain't free. As soon as they see you and get you, they're going to catch you. You're going back and you're going to die. See, that's the reality of it. We looking at the hyperbole around how it's presented, how it's fed to us. But he even said the Harriet Tubman thing in comparison to his friend, Nick Cannon, whom he slept on his couch before he had any money. And Nick Cannon allowed him to sleep in his basement, in his guest room, when he didn't have no money. So he said, look, I own myself, and Nick Cannon don't. That's why they was able to take from Nick Cannon the way they did and treat him like that. He said, but I own myself. I'm not a slave. I'm a free man. The problem with Kanye West is that he's been running around for the last 10 years telling the whole Black America that he's a free man. He's been saying, I'm a free thinker because I don't agree with your agenda. He's using these phrases because my opinion matters. He's saying these things to show us that, bro, they can't control what I'm saying, what I'm doing, and how I'm thinking, even though they're going to make me seem crazy. So y'all don't want to fuck with me. But if we unapologetically Black, we should be taking the crazy along with the good and the smart.
Yeah. That shit is real right there.
If you really think of it in the long term, like you said, it's like I try to tell people, if you ever watch, one of the things I watch, and like I said again, I ain't here to promote whatever, but man, I watched that Kanye documentary. Now, y'all want to talk about, let's talk about how he said when he bought into white folk. If you watch the documentary, the nigga went all the way to New York. Niggas that was rappers was getting over him on his music. They didn't take him serious. Rock Nation didn't even sign him. He had to come up with his own money, the hustle to create the College Dropout. So again, he was around those type of people. Didn't nobody want to help him. So I don't understand, like, and we all go through. I go through this with my business. A lot of times, man, it be the ones that you want to support you. They don't even support you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm
Exactly.
way
Say it
more
again.
in other areas than I do in my own culture, and I even try to put people involved
Say
in
it
it.
again, Cross.
The problem is, I tell people all the time, they believe you, but they don't believe in you. Two different meanings. People believe it, like they believe what he said, because like you said, in the tangible, and right there is right there, you can see it, but they don't believe in him, because if they believed in him, all they would have to do is listen and say, yeah, he right. If he right one time, what makes him wrong all the other times?
That's the fact, bro. We not listening to him. That's why I told Axel, bro, did you see the Tucker Carlson show, or have you watched the documentary Yeezy? That should answer all of our questions about Kanye.
That was fucked up the way they did him on that document. I don't care. And and at the end of the day, he ain't gonna say nothing bad about him. I mean, they named the names of people that was pulling up, and he was giving away. He was giving his music away. Imagine whoever got that instrumental beat now of Kanye West. They're paid. He gave that away just to prove that he was that good. And the whole time he said, man, that's cool that they met me making beats, but man, I'm a rapper. They laughed at him. All the people around him laughed at him.
He's
even
a visionary, man. People are scared of
Nah,
visionary.
hey, Cross, remember in the video, the only one that didn't laugh was Jay-Z. That's when Jay-Z gave him his first opportunity and had him on his first record.
Yeah,
See?
Yo, Dame really in the
And
business
that's
with
why he said
Jay-Z.
Hov did. See,
Yeah, that's right. You're right. And the biggest
Dame
fan
really
really
did it
was
before Jay-Z.
his
Remember
mom.
that.
Hey, you said it. Hey, Cross, you said the right thing though. Nobody believed in Kanye, and if we just be unapologetically black, we don't even got to worry about Kanye. Kanye would change overnight if black people got on his back, because he know what it is, bro. He know what he's doing. Just like he put them clothes in them garbage bags and told them white people to go through them garbage bags to get these clothes, just like other people that ain't got the underprivileged got. See, so that's real humanitarian mindset, bro. That niggas ain't got.
Right.
So we busy putting our shit up in glitz and glamour like white people sell it to us, Fendi and Gucci, Louis Vuitton. He told them, look, in order to sell these clothes, put them in garbage bags so that they can go through the experience of going through a garbage bag to get what they want, like people that ain't got it.
Genius move. Genius.
Now you show me another dude, rapper or businessman that's doing that to white culture. Like we ain't getting it, bro.
And to put all his money in and gamble on if it was gonna work or not. He's like, I don't care. Shit to me is like I said, when you're stepping out the box, he is no longer saying don't be confined to be limited. Man, you can think out the box. You don't have to think like them. That's the problem. If we continue to follow the original blueprint, how are we able to do a revision? You can't revise nothing if you're following the same. That's like in a company. They have corrective actions because that is a corrective way so you can better your process. So if we're following the same blueprint and we're getting the same results, ain't that insanity?
Exactly. And if he's doing something that no one has never done and it works, shouldn't we be trying to do that too for our own selves? Some niggas want to sell lawnmowers or got a new invention on the lawnmower. Now figure out how to package it and sell it to white people like they sold it to us.
Yeah.
They've been taking every invention we've ever made and sold it to us, bro. And then they came and studied hip hop and they chopped it up. And they made it rap music instead of hip hop. So now we have a rap industry instead of hip hop culture. And now we spend billions on our own destruction. That's ingenious when you want genocide. But he figured out a way to economically become a cancer to them. And now they trying to cut him out, bro. And we're going to do them just like we did everybody else. We're going to stand by and go, ooh, it's a damn shame, and cry when Kanye died. I'm telling you, that's niggas, bro. We only like shit that's dead. If you dead, we respect you. We emotional. See? Don't talk about my mama. Like, bro, Willie D, if Kanye West talked about your mother, talking about your mother killed herself.
Kanye lived in China with his mom too?
Who?
Kanye lived in China with his mother as well.
Well, his mom became other than herself. like Kanye West had a black regular thinking mother until she became educated to the liberal side of thinking. And that's when she moved away from the activity of his father. So Kanye West had an exposure to the world, especially academics and arts. But his gift has been his activism that we've been ignoring. And I asked my son, where was you at when Kanye West told Black America and white America and everybody around the world that President Bush don't like Black people? Then he just reiterated, told them that the white singer, the girl that they put up on a pedestal like she was a church girl, Taylor Swift, wasn't better than Beyonce. Every time we say, "Ooh, look at that nigga, he wrong, he crazy."
Yeah.
See, whenever a black man do something courageous against white people, the fear of white people arise in us. Like he said, you become Caucasianized, and you don't want to deal with that confrontation.
Well,
that's being a slave.
Let's talk about that. That's what they did to Will Smith. Finally, when he stood up to be an unapologetic black man. And look, this is how you handle another man, not another black man. Oh, you wrong, man. Let's get rid of him. He should have never hit that black man. But that black man should have never been on there talking about that man and woman in front of all the cross.
Hold on. Yeah, I got one more topic I want to touch on real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
You know, Ray J talked about committing suicide, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I want you to hear what his so-called manager and homeboy said to him.
Can I just say one thing real quick, BT?
What?
Remember that this thing you got to look up. Them lines that Will Smith said to Chris Rock, all that shit is fake. That already happened on an award in a movie. Same exact words Chris Rock was saying, same exact shit Will Smith said. That's all fake, man.
I'm gonna say something to that.
Look pretty real to me.
No. I'm gonna say something to that, my brother. There's a history behind what happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock, which is why I compared it to, which is why Kanye West is a comparison. Will Smith had a problem with Hollywood when he went independent with Overbrook Film Studios. And Will Smith, all of his movies are made based upon the social and psychological dysfunction of black men and their sons. From Gemini Man to After Earth to Pursuit of Happiness, all of those movies he made, and it was against Hollywood's desire for him to do that on that level, but he's been succeeding. So when he stood against the Academy and boycotted the Academy, when Colin Kaepernick 7 years ago boycotted the NFL, they then began a vendetta against Will Smith, and they did to Will Smith the same thing that they did to Bruce Willis back in 1989 through 1992. Will Smith was the Bruce Willis of that day now, the A-list action actor that had Hollywood by their balls. Demi Moore made a movie, G.I. Jane. And in that movie, she began sleeping with some of the younger actors and then became known as Hollywood's cougar whore. She ended up marrying a 22-year-old Ashton Kutcher years later. And that killed Bruce Willis' activity and his denial in the industry of making his own movies, because Bruce Willis was up for a new contract with Universal. So Will Smith, the same person, boycotted the Academy. The Academy then had a vendetta to destroy Will Smith, of course, belittle a black man. And they used Chris Rock to do it, the same black man that he put on television 30 years ago. They used him to do it. And Chris Rock said the word G.I. Jane 2. And then when he said it twice, I got it, Will Smith got it, Jada Pickett's mother got it, all the white people in the Academy Awards got it, and they laughed at it. Will Smith looked at Chris Rock. Now, regardless of whether you say it was rehearsed or not, I don't know. But I know from the presentation, the effect was exactly what they intended. To call Jada Pinkett, that man's wife, the new cougar whore of Hollywood, because she was just exposed with the young boy with a sexual affair.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. In the movie, that's what they said. The dude was like, don't talk about my... And literally, what he said is what happened in the movie. The dude went up on the award show. The comic was talking shit about the dude's wife. All that already happened. You got to look at it.
Hey, brother, I see what you're talking about, brother. Listen to this, man. Some things just happen, man. Some things not rehearsed. Some things is just straight nature. He said, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth." Yep. That was acted.
Yep.
And the reaction of the people, like all of the theatrics behind that, with Tyler Perry having to tell the white people if Will Smith had to leave, that they were all leaving, and Denzel Washington is the one that said Tyler Perry bear witness to what happened because he and Tyler Perry pulled Will Smith to the side right afterwards because there was a commotion, of course, with security. So when that happened, they wanted Will Smith out of there because they had accomplished their job. They had got another black man to be so belittled and demeaned. It wasn't Jada Pickett's award. It was Will Smith award. And when it's my award, you're supposed to roast me, talk about me, not my wife and my family, while my kids and my in-laws is here. You think you care about the world seeing you get slapped? Nigga, how do I go home after you call my wife a whore to the world and her mother sitting next to her? It don't make sense. You feel me? The effect had already been taken. And now look at their punishment behind his actions. Now, if the theatric was fake, the punishment is real.
Yeah,
that's millions of dollars they just extracted from him. Lost endorsements.
Shouldn't have done that, crying and shit about Chris Rock. Chris Rock's a grown ass man, and he got brothers. You know what I'm saying? Yo,
man, you responsible.
I gotta remember, Will Smith's a 6'3", 6'4" nigga for Philly.
Facts.
West Philly. That he hung with the street niggas of West Philly. Will Smith throw them hands. So even his Chris Rock brother came. They said Will Smith want to smack Soul Smoke. I think at that time of action right there, how he was feeling, Will Smith would smack any of the motherfuckers that said something like that about his wife.
If we listen to Will Smith's speech, you could see the hurt.
Real men wouldn't have got up there and said that because that was a scripted joke from the Academy, and they knew a black man was the one that did the production for the first time.
Right.
He wanted to mess everything up. Yo, these are diabolical.
It was a setup, man. And we can't see it because they've showed us something. Why we keep believing what white people tell us? That's the problem with us with Kanye. We don't know Kanye personally. I've been in a room with him 3 times in the industry, bro. I never smoked no weed with him because he ain't even smoke weed when we were smoking weed in the room. So, like, we don't know him personally. All we know about Kanye is his results, his music success, his financial success. But what we do know is what they be showing us from the excerpts of his moments. And when you see the whole thing, that's why I asked the brother about the video. That Tucker Carlson interview and the documentary Yeezy should shut black people up about Kanye because the brother that believed, like Cross said, like people believe, Cross was right. That brother believed in Kanye so much that he left home too with no money and went and filmed everything Kanye done as young men.
Right.
And became successful.
Hold on a second. Now I want to touch this topic. This is a mental health issue right here. I want y'all to listen to this real quick.
Right.
I'm 30, we're going off, but so I want y'all to listen to this so we can touch on this, so everybody can hear this too. This is about Ray J. When he's talking about killing himself, committing suicide. It has
on the weakness, use a power rope. The chain is only strong as the weakest link.
What up, y'all? It's the answer. We back with another one, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. We got Ray J. It's a serious situation. I don't know if he joking or not, but his post indicated that he was considering some things. Now, you know the politics out west we talk about all the time, man. It's just a little different. Look at Wack's response. We'll hear Wack chop it up. We'll react throughout. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Let's get it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people had a really I mean, and we had this room open for a while. A lot of people fucking agree with you. They said, nigga,
first of all, you a father of 2 little kids. You got a wife over there. You got a career. Are you insinuating that the Kardashians got you in the middle state that you want to jump? That's a sign of weakness. Use a power rope. The chain is only strong as the weakest link. He know we don't play that. That's subject for DP. That Ray J is not a civilian. You know what I'm saying? So you want to jump? Why? Where's the pressure, the stress coming from, Ion?
Chilling with the answer.
I don't know. Maybe
Fair
it's
use.
coming from. I hope it's not coming from the Kardashians.
I mean, where else is it coming from?
That's true. That
You
we
just
got.
got an evaluation back of $98 million on this company. Your tech company's doing great. Your children are healthy. You still have your mother and father and all your siblings in your life, right? The only thing I can see that's going on that might be a little stressful is the Kardashians. And we don't fold to that. Unless you're looking for some attention.
Agreed.
I think he's looking for attention.
Okay, so now I'm really supposed to say what I'm supposed to say because you shouldn't be. Some people might be looking up to you, Ray J. Some people might be
smarter than
you know.
average player.
So if you telling me you are smiling while you're typing these things and pressing send, and you a public figure, and it's only for attention, well, that might send the wrong message to a person that's really on the edge. What am I supposed to do? Show some support to that? He know that.
Have you gotten to speak to him yet?
He not gonna call me about that shit. He gonna, when he call me, he gonna act like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, that's real interesting, man. I know it keep coming up, but I'm telling y'all, man, West Coast politics, being affiliated, different set of rules. I don't try to understand it no more. I just sit back.
Why would Ray J talk to Wack? What the fuck is Wack? Yo,
Wack is his manager.
Wack is Ray J's manager.
Yeah, and he affiliated.
Yeah, he affiliated. Yeah,
I ain't sure he a blood. He really a blood. He's not affiliated. He that's what Wack said. He get that's subject to DP.
He belong to somebody.
Yeah, he power. Wack said he's power.
Yeah, right. That's my point. You can't be running around here saying that, nigga, because you making everything else all right with everybody else. All right, that's like a nigga inside your crew, speaking reckless. Speaking reckless with the intention, pace to the guard. Speaking reckless with the intention to do something vile to the crew. That's a poison that's, like you said, that's a poison that spread real quick.
Right.
But first of all, you still ain't supposed to get on there and try to disrespect that man.
Right.
Oh, that ain't the real my son. This nigga got no subscribers.
Yeah,
if that's your brother, you love him. You got any love for him. You don't air him out on motherfucking Clubhouse with a homosexual.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Not even the game fucks with Wack 100. So it's like, yeah, that's his manager, but
Woody got a homosexual on his show. Like, what's his, like Pierre?
No,
he was just talking. Ion. It was just talking. It was a regular homosexual. Ain't no transgender.
Well, I thought that was Wack talking.
That was Wack and a transgender. I mean, a homosexual man talking about race.
No weirdos.
Wack got a lot of energy for them homosexuals, don't he?
Yeah, you already know. You see it.
Well, I mean,
Yo,
you remember he didn't answer that question.
Hey, John Muhammad, if you my bruh, and I see you on your Instagram, put up that you want to jump off a bridge or whatever, you want to jump off a building, I'm gonna call you.
Exactly.
But I need to holler at you. I'm not gonna embarrass you.
Ain't no real manager. Shit.
I ain't gonna embarrass you on a platform. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call you like, yo, bro, I need to holler at you, bro. I'm about to come over. We need to talk. And nobody's gonna know what we talked about but me and you. If I had to put hands on you to calm you down a little bit, then I just have to put hands on you.
Fact.
Only you gonna know that.
Fact.
That's real spit right there, man.
That's brotherhood.
That's brotherhood, nigga. You ain't his brother. You keep telling people that's like your brother. Ain't your brother.
He capping for likes.
Hold on, he said drop the link. I'm about to drop the link right now. And you gotta show your face to make sure you ain't no spammer.
So if you my peoples, and you want to commit suicide, how is me going on the internet talking to a bunch of people that don't know you helping you not commit suicide?
That's not his peoples, bro. Nobody messes with Wack on the West Coast. I done spoke to real West Coast heads, man. He don't hold no weight. He don't hold no weight, bro. And that's the thing. You got people out here thinking that he's somebody. You know what I'm saying?
But he hold weight in a satellite from a satellite position. That's what the internet does. It allows you to have validity by emotional expression and presentation rather than tangible evidence. That's why their new word is, I want receipts.
Oh,
because now you're not believing that on face value.
Now we got the fake Albial here.
Oh man!
I mean, you already know, my brother. It's the way of the world. But hopefully, they are extending their ear while they're on here doing what y'all control.
Y'all gotta come intelligently. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me? You remember the troll? The troll is under the bridge. That means he's always beneath you. It's up to you to deal with the troll. We keep on walking. We don't never deal with the troll. Get your ass off that bridge, get in the muck and the mire with him.
Yeah,
now, you know how they used to say, "Hi, hater."
Like I said, if you my brother, I'm not gonna embarrass you on no platform. I'm gonna talk to you, and anybody asks me about, I'm gonna tell money business. Got nothing to do with you. You
gotta be my brother first.
You on mute, Cross? You mute.
Oh yeah, like you say, no, you absolutely right, man. Shit, that's between us. To mind your own motherfucking business, especially when Wack say it's hood politics. I thought hood politics ain't supposed to be discussed among
a gossip queen, man. He likes drama like a hoe. He ain't no real.
Wack, you know what Wack doing right now? Wack is still deflecting. He deflected from that his ass face down, ass up. He deflected from that snitch paperwork.
Exactly.
He deflected from all the other shit. So now he gonna throw anybody else under the bus.
And your boy Gotti too. He deflected from that big time.
Yeah.
You know.
That was his own boy.
Yep.
All that.
Y'all thought Gotti was trying to get at him.
You say what?
I thought Gotti was trying to get at him.
Man, Gotti, he gonna have to slow it down.
You know?
Didn't they just have a Twitter beef?
Something like that.
Yeah. What's his name? Wack was talking about that shit on his shit. Cause you know he be mentioning people's names, bro. You gotta stop that, bro. All he doing, bro, is setting himself up for the downfall, and the little young nigga, like my man said, gonna hit him like the wire and keep it moving.
Facts.
Word up. You gotta stop being a poison, man. And we gotta stop letting them do it though. Like we ain't gotta hit him. All we gotta do is do what white people do to him. Fight him in the media.
And the nigga live right in Jersey, bro.
Yeah.
He live right in what's over there? What's the name of K Slade lives? That's town. In Bergen County. Edgewater.
Edgewater.
Edgewater. Niggas be thinking he in Cali. These niggas at Edgewater. Wow, because if he wasn't
in the gated community or something like that.
Listen.
Yeah. That's all that is up there.
Listen, if he wasn't at Edgewater, New Jersey, why did that girl Tamika have to take a plane to see him? And she live in Cali.
Well, Teterboro's right there. That's where everybody go to Teterboro to catch the flight from.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's when she went to see him in Jersey. She ain't gonna see him in Cali. She went to Jersey to see him.
But he just gotta stop doing what he's doing, bro. On the real, he can use his influence for something greater, man. If people believing in your history.
The white meat. I want his head bust to the white meat.
Nah, you doing way too much, man.
Yo, God, Wack gotta we just gotta combat his influence, bro. That's all, man. That's it. Like just build with him. Just like when I was building with him, bro. He was on some old deflecting, excusing shit. The other brother asked him a direct question. I ain't never hear that though, bro. That man snitched on his co-defendant and that nigga straight fuck with boys. That don't make no sense. Bro, that don't make no sense, man. You can't ask a real man that question, bro. Nobody on here, bro, that's an upstanding man in that regard. You do what you do. You like what you like. I'm not speaking to offend. I'm only speaking direct to a fact. If you playing that game as if you that type of a soldier and then made it through the war and now you a general, you can't be influencing that lifestyle because you like Ray J now. You a weak link in the chain, nigga.
Facts.
And that's real. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But don't act like you still a complete man amongst real men.
Sugar Bum, get off my chat, trolling Sugar Bum.
We love you, Sugar Bum.
She knows.
We love you, Sugar Bum. You gonna get it one day, baby. We got you. That's why we teaching right now.
Sugar Bum need to go take a trip to see Wack 100.
Nah.
In the air.
Don't worry. Well, you go holler at Wack 100. So he can tell you to bend them over. So you can toot it. But now, like I said, but like I said, man, that reason I want to touch on that because we talk about black mental health, right?
Yeah.
And Ray J talking like that, he's crying out for help. He's not crying out to be belittled on no platform.
Hell yeah, that's a cry for help. You don't do that to no man, especially if you're close to him like you is. Man, come on, dog. You don't do that.
Y'all said the right thing. That's the first characteristic in that activity, bro. In psychology, when someone that tell you they want to commit suicide doesn't mean they're suicidal. It means they're contemplating thoughts and they're asking for help to prevent them from being pushed in that direction. Because people that have made their mind up to commit suicide, their only statement is their death.
Nothing. They're just gonna smile.
Yeah, they dead. Yeah, their statement is death.
When you come in, it'll be yo. I'm gonna tell you something. I was in this last time I was in the feds, right? I was in Union County. The feds had picked me for 4B in Union County. Yo, I'm my second day in 4B. I'm waiting to go to court on my second day in 4B, third day, whatever. And they did count. This young boy was hanging by the neck in his cell. He just hung up. I don't know how much time he was facing. I don't know what he was facing. But they supposed to be having him on suicide watch, but they didn't. And they went in the cell and he was hung up already. He hung himself and killed himself.
Wow.
So that mental illness is real, yo. I seen that shit. A white boy did it too. He had raped his niece, and when they put him in the set on the tier with the guards left the newspaper, like let the other white boys know it was him. Them niggas raped him and beat him up bad, bro, in the shower, and that nigga hung himself. And I seen that shit.
Well, I'm gonna tell you that. But you know what? The savages, so you can beat the nigga up, but you gonna rape a nigga? You gay, nigga?
Bro, them white boys went in there after they seen that they had a green light. After they seen they had a green light, they went in there and did it.
You know that. They love that shit. Them white Aryan nation.
That's a genetic dysfunction. You know, white people produce more male babies than female babies. Black women produce 11 to 1 more female babies than male babies. So they don't have women in their history. Just like we shared earlier, that caveman mentality. That's that mentality that leads you to go take and rape other things, whether it's a man, a boy, a girl, a sheep, a cow, anything they can get it in, they're going to do it. That's their nature, and they look at that as an act of manhood, pride.
And you know, one of the things that how if people listen to how Wack try to manipulate the words and make people, again, it goes back to our culture. Everything surrounded around money and what you obtain instead of the actual individual. He said, man, he got this, he got this. You let one person like that do you like that instead of just focusing on that. Lets you know no matter how much money you got, dog. And that's the thing about it. We got to stop looking at, and a lot of times these young kids are looking at, oh, just because I got money, I'm okay. When at the end of the day, that man should have been supporting that man, because that's a totally different thing. If he's got something going on and you say, well, I can't believe it's them, or I think, how is it that you get on the internet, like we said, on the internet, and you have this man's personal number to find out what's really wrong with him? You just take off what's on the internet. And now I mean, come on, man. You see your boy post some shit like that. That's a direct call right then and there, bro. What's going on? Not get on the internet and say, hey, you letting these, you don't know what it could be. But we do know that no matter how much money you got, you ain't gonna never be happy.
Or we
Within
could or
yourself.
let
It's
Ray
a
J do to
violence
him what he did to
against
him.
man, yo. That ain't no man, any sense of the word, man. Straight up.
Yeah, man. It's foul, man. And to do it for views and likes, that's what I'm telling you. And then it's like, let's flip the script. Maybe he feeling like that. Maybe they like, okay, if it is the Kardashian, okay, you want to talk about that? Let's pull these other videos up about you that nobody know about. That's what I'm saying. Like, the shit that people try to go through to get to where they had to get to, they don't realize that shit comes back later to haunt them. And
Yeah.
half of these industry people, whether it been Diddy, when Diddy made it big, what they do? Hey, oh, wait a minute, y'all forgot. Like,
Hey, yo,
you know,
hold up. Yo, check this out. Man, you know Gene Dill, that's my big bro. He was Diddy's bodyguard. When
Right.
Diddy went first were broke, when he got fired from the record label, and he went broke, Diddy was talking about killing himself. Gene Dill and they crew, I forgot the name of their crew. They had to stay with that nigga, stay around that nigga 24/7 for a while till he got his head right. And
Hey, Cross, that's what I was telling the brother that said he was a mental health expert. Like, have you ever treated a billionaire for their mental dysfunction? Because it's a law in economics. For every $1 billion that you possess, you employ 1,000 people. So just imagine that type of activity of stress for dudes that just figured out business on a mastery or a corporate level. Like, it's a whole different mindset. If you had $9,800 in the bank, then you got $98 million in the bank. Your life is different. Stress is different, bro. And sometimes you already know money ain't everything. It's just extremely important, but it's not everything. And people that ain't got no money look at it like that. They think money is everything. Money don't solve every problem. We learned a long time ago that more money, more problems.
And you know what? And then what happened is, as our culture, because again, we always say we came from nothing, right? So most, I ain't gonna say all, but most will use that analogy. But the thing of it is, what doesn't make sense, if you notice, suicides and all that, now it's starting to spew into the lower economic. Most of that came from businessmen killing themselves because they lost everything. That's a European way. Because we used to watch it. How you gonna kill yourself because you broke? Shit, we been broke. But then they adopt those type of lifestyles. And everybody you've seen, I remember the first one was, anybody remember Faces of Death, when you watched that first one when the man was sitting there and he killed himself because he lost all his money. And
you seen the original one?
Yeah, come on, man. Original one. So when I was young, I said, why the hell would you kill yourself because you ain't got no money? Because anybody that's a hustler, we've been known to have to, if you come from them, you've been known to have to be innovative. You've had to, whether you didn't have a basketball goal and you used the rim of a tire and built it. Like we were doing stuff back then when we were young.
We improvise.
Hold on, y'all. Check this out. Ray J has no one to really confide in that he can really talk candid with, because everyone around him is a vulture.
Facts.
That's a fact, because they're going to use him as content.
Facts. And his
He talk to his
mind,
sister. Why can't he talk to his sister?
His
Have
sister's
a sit down with her.
she got her own problems the same nature. And she got a
Maybe.
family now too. So she got a different lifestyle.
And they done brought her back out now, so she had to come up with a different deal. When money get low, that's the thing. Okay, so now she was on the beat. You ain't seen her. Now she got the hit song with who? With a white boy.
Yep.
I mean, but the white boy is going to be used to be elevated. But she's not. She's just there because she's a great singer.
Yes, he can. His mom.
She's just looking for the bag. They know that, but he's going to continue to keep going, just like the Post Malone. Post Malone came out with White Iverson. Think about that, White Iverson, and then later came out and said, "Yeah, I don't really even listen to rap. I don't get inspired by rap music. I listen to Johnny Cash and shit like that." And everybody's like, "What?" And then they let him walk away, and now he do whatever he want to do, and don't nobody even bring that up no more. See how the passes? We just gave him a pass. He came out with a song and was #1 in black for White Iverson. It was a white boy with cornrows in his head.
Are you talking about Post Malone, the one that tried to sound like Ghostface Killer?
No, you talking about the fat white dude. That's the other dude. What's his name with the beard? And I think didn't Ghostface and them check him? What's his Branson?
Papa Wu.
Branson. What's his?
Yeah, Branson.
You talking about Branson?
Yeah. Yeah, when
hey, look, you just said that, right? Now we ain't had no problem, and we don't say nothing to when Post Malone and what's his the white boy name from Seattle. All of them, they made all of that music and come extract money from the black culture.
Yeah,
we wanna get mad at Kanye when he do it to white people.
Exactly, man.
That's why I said it don't make sense, because we've seen this. Man, let's go even back. You got Kenny G.
Bronson,
You want to talk about Kenny G? Michael McDonald. Come on, man. Like this shit has been going on. If you want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Billy Crystal, when they use Running Scared. I can go when they did Running Scared and they used your boy and then turn around. He was a famous tap dancer and he was a singer. Guess what happened? He didn't go nowhere. Billy Crystal kept going.
But the people we're talking to now, most of them are the children and grandchildren of the same black people that adopted Elvis when Elvis came out and stole Little Walters in the music blatantly. So exactly. that's what we're dealing with right now. Just like we're the children and grandchildren of people that had consciousness and had a movement before we came along. We're just the children of those people. So that's what we're dealing with when we're trying to exchange information, science, and knowledge with each other as a community. Everybody got to be included, though. And that's why I'm telling this. The first thing we got to be is unapologetically black. And that way we can handle the Ray J's in our community, bro. Where they can come to a brother or a barber in the community and just holler at them, bro. Let them know I got a problem, because I done dealt with that as a barber myself for years. Brothers have it to the point where they done had enough. And when they come and they let it go, I'm there with an open ear, but also a logical and a conscious mind to give them a real response. And all we want is love, bro. Black men is missing love. Nobody on the planet loves us. Black women think they love us, but they only love us in a superficial sense. Like if we're their father or we're their brother or we're their son. But when it comes to the activity of love, there's no real supreme understanding of one's interaction with each other. So we just have this infatuation interacting with lust, and we call it love. And we got to correct that, bro, because then we can fix the brothers that are suicidal, the sisters that are suicidal. Even if they got $1 billion, we can answer their black problem. Right. And that's how we got to be looking at it, bro, because that's the reality of what it is.
No, I agree.
All right, y'all. I got to go to work tonight.
So indeed, my brother.
We gave him a great show. I appreciate you, brother, for coming on the panel.
You already know.
Yeah, you already know, King.
I'm gonna salute y'all. Hold up 1 second. Before we go out, I want my boy Chris down, Princeton, New Jersey, Btbtv. You know what I'm saying? I like to throw a song up there when I'm ending, you know what I'm saying?
True indeed. Salute to Lee Murray, Yada, Boss Victims. Jonathan Kidd spitting them facts. Yada was spitting them facts.
Yep.
Always Black Warrior spirit. Peace to God.
Peace to God. So we go, y'all.
For real.
Show them how we do this, man. Btbtv.
Bully the
bullies. No run, no retreat. Yeah.
Why you hide?
TV. One more time for y'all in the back.
Y'all
slow ninjas.
DMD in the building, baby. Church, stand up.
Yo, John Gotti flow, rap Pablo, Escobar status, rap game Corleone. I can show you how you lay back and watch your pockets grow. Stay away from devious women, end up like Papa Smoke. Y'all wake up every day twitching, like yo, I gotta post. I wake up every day mission, it's $1 million notes. Dominoes, bodies drop, rot stick like hollow toast. Broadway, man, if you know, then you know. I came for everything they said I couldn't have, got that and then some, and then some. My wins on overload, say I overdose. Your rappers in the tight squeeze and that clutch like Cobra rope, the okie doke. We don't go for that, harsh roll. Another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost try and haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the folks who want to play to them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting to their life movie, curtain closed. Nowadays, foes will plot you wearing Malcolm X hats, 666, the devil on his shoulder, won the death match. Reminiscing when more street ninjas was off the hook, chasing D's up off the block, trying to run and get the force, blood on pavement. He's 12 years old and he's tough to play with. He don't go to playgrounds, that's his fiends who want their names say we can't miss. We can hit the talk and put our hands behind our back, our eyes closed and half brainless. Don't play with us. Another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the folk who want to play to them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting to they like movie, curtain closed. Yeah.
Btbtv, it's the movement.
It's the movement, man. You're born. You're born, let's get him. Let's get him.
Yo, brothers, this is a great show, as usual.